triple. He showed off some great speed there. Then a couple more singles after that. But then this diving shot to take away a potential base hit right there. He did it all, too, defensively as well.
I'll tell you what, if St. Louis can pull this off, it'll be because of their pitching. It was Janin Pereira to start it off, and then Trayson Ola got some valuable reps here. Those two kind of buckling down late when Kamehameha Maui was making a late run in innings 5, 6, and 7. Ultimately, those two combined for that 5-run victory. So it's been an interesting month here for St. Louis. Booted out of the ILH tournament, then had to backdoor their way in. How has this team been able to pull off so many big wins in this stretch?
I think it's chemistry right now. They're playing well at the right time. They're believing in each other. They've won 5 straight games coming into this one tonight. It's a team right now that's hitting the ball well. They're making things happen when they get on base, and they're getting basically, sound pitching. They've got pitchers out there, not dominant, but they're getting guys out there, getting people out, the opponents out. I think that will be the key here tonight. Get about 4 innings out of their starter, Pang, and see how that goes.
Benny Agbayani is the head coach in his sophomore season, if you will, as the head coach of this program. Year number 2, a win here for the Crusaders. It'll be their first title since 2014 when they knocked off Mililani 10-0 in Manoa. Give me your take. 2 years in now.
Yeah.
How good of a job has he done?
Well, I mean, the cupboard wasn't bare the first year. Let's put it that way. He has a lot of talent there back, but then what he's done from last year to this year, I think, is really night and day. He's got these guys out there believing in themselves right now, and he's got him playing, I think, not only Crusader type of baseball, but he's got him playing Agbayani type baseball right now as well.
And for more on these St. Louis Crusaders, here's Jimmy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. And we've talked so much about this hitting of this St. Louis squad. And I was talking to Benny Agbayani about, are you leaning in on the power of this lineup tonight? And he said, look, we're not swinging for the fences. That's not what he's been preaching to them. But more so what it is he's told even his son Bruin, line drives become home runs. That's kind of the mantra tonight as they look at these winds blowing really strong here at Iron My Heart Stadium.
And into the winds, these batters will have to hit. And going for the win is Lincoln Pang, a senior who will climb the hill.
Yeah, 5th outing of the year for the young man. Comes in 1-0, a little over a 6 ERA tonight. He will have to keep his pitches down. He's been touched up a little bit in all of his 4 earlier outings, but he's going to have to put some goose eggs on the board here early if the St. Louis does not want to trail early.
St. Louis has come oh so close to getting to the championship round the last few years. The semifinals has usually been their glass ceiling. Now they've shattered through it. Can they cash in? Take the whole house with them back to Oahu, back to the hill, back to Kalaipohaku, and back to the clubhouse with a HHSAA state championship. Getting ready here for first pitch between Waiakea and St. Louis here on Spectrum OC 16.
9 to 5 in the rear view, and now happy hour has arrived. Let's lead this man to his Popeye's Big Box. That's work-crunch balance.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Around here, the environment is everything. And that's what makes Honda your perfect island ride. Honda is Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com best value brand. That means big deals on Honda hybrids, including Accord Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, and Civic Hybrid. And for the 2nd year in a row, all 3 Honda hybrids made the Car and Driver 10 Best list. So for the cars you can count on and the dealers you can trust, see your Hawaii Honda dealer today.
Here's the dream. Never stop doing what you love. The choices you make now can keep the dream alive tomorrow. So you can live your life your way. We're here to help with a personalized approach to a healthier you. Hawaii Pacific Health.
9 to 5 in the rear view, and now happy hour has arrived. Let's lead this man to his Popeye's Big Box. That's work-crunch balance.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Welcome back to Game Day Hawaii, presented by Pizza Hut.
Crowd still filing in here at the Iron as we get ready for the Division I state championship. It's St. Louis and it is Waiakea, hoping to add their names to this list into the top 6. Most HHSAA titles, of course, the late great Eric Karaoka went a phenomenal run through the mid-2000s and 2010. Puno's at the top. In fact, their last win, came here at Iron Maihar Stadium. Marcus Owens, what would a win mean for each of these two programs if they're able to hoist the trophy today?
Well, let's look at Waiakea's side right now. I mean, it was a year right now where they really weren't in the top of the BIF per se behind Kamehameha Hawaii throughout the entire year, but then came on late. Got a good surge towards the end, won the title, got the top berth, and I think they're playing high right now, and I think that's a good thing going out on them if they can take the title tonight. On the flip side, though, you know, you're looking at St. Louis, number 2 seed coming out of the ILH, going into the tournament, and then bing, they're out of the ILH tournament and possibly out of the state tournament as well, but yet they found a way to get in, and they've made the most of it, so I think this would be kind of a redemption for them.
Both teams going for a third HHSAA championship in a relatively short stretch. These squads all psyched, pumped, and ready to go. It's the final game of the 2025 baseball season. Tea leaves, aunties, uncles, family members, signs. Thank you. First pitch, moments away. Thanks for watching Game Day Hawaii. You pay that guy?
I did.
On Spectrum OC 16.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at Hawaii Pizza Hut.
Our Hawaii Longshore Division knows it takes all hands, and it's with hard work, dedication, and aloha that the women on the waterfront help keep our harbors on the move. From administration to dockside, they're a vital part of our union, lifting each other up and carrying our islands forward. Together we stand Ohana strong. We are the Hawaii Longshore Division, connecting daily life, our communities, our islands.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at Hawaii Pizza Hut.
Aloha, I'm Merlinda Garma, and you're watching Spectrum OC 16.
Waiakea went from a 500 record to a 5-week run of a lifetime to get to the final. And now the one thing standing in their way of a third state title is a brotherhood ready for another championship coronation. Waiakea, St. Louis in the Waiakea Foundation Division I State Championship. It is a tournament rooted in pride, history, and tradition. And now the patriarch of the spring postseasons is ready to punctuate this week with a brand new state champion. We're at the venerable Iron Maihara Stadium. This is the 378th and final baseball game of the 2025 season. Welcome to Maui and the Waiakea Foundation Division I State Baseball Championship. Ready for the Big Island and Kalaipohaku. Ready to collide as the Waiakea Warriors, the 4 seed in the tourney, set to take on the St. Louis Crusaders. Waiakea gets here after a first-round bye, then knocked off Kaiser, the OA runners-up, then knocked off last year's co-champions in the Baldwin Bears. St. Louis, a longer route, knocked off Kamehameha Hawaii, then the OA champs Mililani, then another Kamehameha team in the form of Maui, 6-1. The Crusaders in the final for the first time since 2014. Waiakea in the final for the second time in 4 seasons. So great to have you with us. Proud and privileged to be with Marcus Owens and Jimmy Bender. I'm Felipe Ojastro. Been a wild week of baseball, partner. Tournament full of parity, but ultimately it comes down to 7, maybe more innings here for these two. But what do you think will be the most significant factor that could determine a winner tonight?
Well, I tell you what, Felipe, we've seen it all week long. Errors. The team that makes the crucial error loses the ball game. I think if we make a statement tonight, if we see an errorless ball game, a well-pitched game, that could bode well for Waiakea.
And which would be bad, obviously, here for St. Louis. St. Louis bats get hot. Might flip it the other way here for the Brotherhood. It's like Christmas morning for Jimmy Bender. It's a state baseball final, and here he is with the New City Nissan Field Report.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. And like I mentioned in the pregame, I love the night and day aspect of this. The 2 different types of teams battling each other. Let's see who comes out on top. And here's their game plans on the Waiakea side. Chris Honda saying, look, he knows about the offense that St. Louis can provide, but he said not only do they hit, they also make things happen when they're on base, so they really need to watch that if St. Louis runners get on base. Meanwhile, over on the St. Louis side, Benny Agbayani saying he admires guys like Chris Honda who have been in the state tournament in baseball, have that experience, and he knows that's a concern for him of what they can kind of coach up in their players. But he said if our team plays the way we played the last couple of days, he's confident they'll bring the title back to Kalaipohaku. Guys, back to you.
One fan from St. Louis on an airline heading to Maui said there's about 100 people that flew over representing St. Louis to come and support the Brotherhood out and about with a big island. Take another title and their first since 2022. Waiakea, St. Louis, the lights are on. Let's lock them up. We'll meet the teams when you come back here on Spectrum OC 16.
This Spectrum OC16 sports presentation is sponsored by New City Nissan.
You only get one brain. If you take a hit to the head, take it seriously.
Don't tough it out. Report it. Tell your coach or parent how you really feel.
And look out for your teammates.
In next week's episode of Ultimate Japan, we'll be taking the Hawaii people to Nakayama rice fields and have an awesome lunch right next door. Then we visited Shoroshima Olive Park. What a wonderful experience. We also went on a ropeway and finally an awesome yakiniku dinner. So remember, follow me so you can experience Japan like you've never done before.
Aloha, I'm Howard Deshevsky. The pride of our islands are its people. Join me as I show you uplifting and inspirational stories of athletes, coaches, and more on Sports People Hawaii.
I had, I think, 12, 13 people come together to do different sections with me, like running, crewing me, and so just getting that whole experience was incredible.
Tune in to Sports People Hawaii only on Spectrum OC 16.
The first meeting between these two programs since the 2022 state semifinal round, where Waiakea knocked off St. Louis en route as a 3 seed to win their second HHSAA championship. Back here at Iron Maihara Stadium, these two teams psyched, pumped, ready to go here as they get ready for a loud crowd in anticipation for the final baseball game of the season. For the Zippies starting lineups, here's PA announcer Neil Fujiwara.
Aloha, baseball fans, and welcome to Iron Maihara Stadium for the 2025 Wally Yanamini Foundation Division I State Baseball Championships. Tonight's game features the number 4 seed and Big Island Interscholastic Federation champions, the Waiakea Warriors, versus from the Interscholastic League of Honolulu, the St. Louis Crusaders. Here are the starters for the Waiakea Warriors. Number 10, third baseman Jesse Inoue. Second baseman, Tayson Tamia. Shortstop, number 5, Ivor Brooks. Designated hitter, number 14, Boston Kobayashi. Pitcher, number 18, Jarrell Alston. First baseman, number 21, Clemson Julian. Catcher, number 22, Tyson Baruela. Left fielder, number 4, Hurley Soon. Right fielder, number 1, Kaisen Honda. Center field, number 9, Logan Duran. And their head coach, Chris Honda. And now, here are the starters for the St. Louis Crusaders. Third baseman, number 1, Kahanu Martinez. Shortstop, number 50, Bruin Agbayani. Second baseman, number 3, Mana Heffernan. First baseman, number 34, Kaili Kane. Designated hitter, number 18, Digan Kawahakai. Pitcher, number 11, Lincoln Pang. Catcher, number 2, Chase Sutherland. Center fielder, number 8, Waiakea Correa. Left fielder, number 15, Drake Kenui. Right fielder, number 27, Shei Yamaguchi. And their head coach, Benny Agbayani.
Mio Fujiwara, thank you so much for the zippy starting lineups here. They are sacred, they are special, and every time we do it, you know, all the emotions build up for these players and these coaches. We're getting ready for first pitch and our coverage of the state tournament. Thanks to the HHSAA, but more importantly, our friends over at Young Brothers, making it all happen each and every time. Young Brothers, we love you. Young Brothers, thank you so much, as always, for your continued support of Hawaii High School athletics and the state tournament. And more importantly, I mean, on behalf of Spectrum, none of this is possible without our partnership, and we appreciate you all so much. A pretty good crowd here. It'll be loud, for sure, over these next 2+ hours. Can't imagine what's going through the minds. And St. Louis getting a nice little warm-up on the beach just prior to coming here. Lincoln Pang, big spot to be in here because of Waiakea hitting the ball sharply, playing solid defense. And for the Crusaders, who is seeking to become the first team to win the state title outright, to go through the first round, unseeded, since Maui did, 2017. Of course, we had co-champions last year. One of them was unseeded in Baldwin, but they were co-champions. This will be the first to win the title outright since 2017.
Yeah, and I mentioned it earlier in the week. I said if there was anybody that could do it, it would be St. Louis, just because the bats that they bring to the plate and the power that they have and the run production that they can do in a game. They have scored at least 5 runs in all 3 games so far, and there's no other team that's done that to this point. So if Waiakea is going to beat, I think, St. Louis tonight, they're going to have to score at least 5 if they're planning on winning.
Everyone chasing the trophy later tonight will hand out an Impact Player plaque courtesy of Mike's Engraving and Trophies, the official trophy providers for Spectrum OC 16 Sports. For all your special achievements, call Ryan. Mike's Engraving and Trophies, they're located in IA. Iron My Horror Stadium hosting the 2025 edition of the state tournament. Yet again, these two teams crossing paths. They saw each other in the preseason, like 2 ships in the night, essentially, right? During the 3 Maui preseason tournaments. Maui High, Baldwin puts on a great one. Kinki puts on another one, too. And you see Tayson Tamiya on deck. He's the second hitter in the lineup. And he is on his way to Air Force. And in particular for the 7 seniors, Chris Honda says, you know, this is a senior class full of silent leaders. And they've done a good job this year to navigate kind of the difficulties. Remember, because this team was 3-3-1 at one point and took some on the chin against Kamehameha, Hawaii, and a very good Hilo team twice in those 3 losses. Now it's all on these seniors, and really the juniors are going to step up next year, see what they have. It'll be Lincoln Pang against Jesse Inoue to lead it off, the third baseman here for Waiakea. Inoue, the 3rd-year varsity man for Chris Honda's crew. And this Division I state championship is underway. Begins with a ball upstairs.
I think, too, if you look at it this way, Waiakea does a great job of getting guys on base. So that at that point there, The defense, I think, for St. Louis will be tested because there'll be a lot of small balls trying to put their runners in scoring position.
All right, trying to rip one. 1-1 the count. The game officiated by the home plate umpire, Jim LeBeau. Nearly 30 years of umpiring experience, about 25 at the collegiate level. Jed Andrade, Hoppenheim, Steve Sosha on the bags this evening. It's a 1-1 from Lincoln. And that one just missed. Sutherland tried to frame it.
You can guess, too, emotions are high right now on both sides.
Pang. The cross in there for a strike. Just navigating the emotions, that's going to be difficult too, particularly early on, these first 2 innings before things settle in.
Yeah, you've got to have like a calm before the storm. You've really got to bring it down to an even keel. You cannot be too high out there because then things will not work well.
To the second baseman, Heffernan. Routine start here for the Crusaders. Here comes Tayson Tamia now. Tamia, we talked about his great family, right? Traded Tamia, his brother went to Air Force. Tayson said, you know, it was his older brother to kind of show him the ropes a little bit, show what's out there and the vibe over at Air Force. That was a significant part of why he's made that commitment there. Looked at the guys like former infielder, second baseman Devin Garza. And now the guys on this team are looking up to him. Just fairly even keel and a great poker face. You never know if he's emotionally too high or too low. He just stays steady throughout. Tamia fouls this one back to the screen. It's a night where Damien won the Division II state championship. Great job from Scott Robbs, along with the All-American Kelly Elms. Won that one 3-1. Can the ILH get the sweep on the night is the question now.
Yeah, that's true, right?
And he's in there for a strike.
I think St. Louis kind of has to feel like, hey, we are glad that we are here. We're happy to be here, especially the way the ILH tournament went. A little bit of uneasiness losing a couple in that tournament.
Tamia flares one to left. That will drop down. There's the first hit of the game for Waiakea.
Well, we mentioned, I mean, they're a good contact team. And right there, a little slicing shot into left center field, getting down underneath the wind. In front of the left fielder for the first base runner.
There's Ivor Brooks now, the shortstop. Had an error last night defensively. Outside of that, I mean, that is a guy who is just a steady, consistent shortstop. And another one of those silent leaders that Chris Hunt has talked about this year. Ball goes outside.
You can see Sutherland kind of turning around to talking to the home plate umpire, Jim LeBeau. That's kind of a no-no as a catcher. You never want to turn your head around. That kind of shows up the umpire sometimes. You can talk to him, but just keep your head focused straight ahead.
Brooks 1 for 3 yesterday in the matchup against Baldwin. Waiakea getting here after knocking off the Kaiser Cougars. An afternoon matchup Thursday.
If you're looking for a positive for Waiakea here, Pang was making, I mentioned, his 5th outing of the year, has given up runs in each of his 4 previous outings. So he can be touched up on occasion. Can Waiakea get to him early?
Brooks hitting .375 this year. Upstairs again. Waiakea stays very patient too. They take a lot of hacks in some of the facility upgrades on their campus. Batting cage there. Tight-knit environment, and Waiakea kind of backdooring their way through the BIF en route to a league title. Outside, 2 on.
Early walk here by Pang. He has seen and shown at times can be a little wild in his previous outings. You see right there, and he's not missing by much. He is trying to paint that outside corner to the right-handed batter. He is just not getting it over the plate. missing off by like a ball, maybe 2 balls off the plate.
Here's Boston Kobayashi now. Bayani, early test now for his defense. So let's go defense chants echo here at Iron My Heart Stadium.
This is as loud as I've ever seen a St. Louis crowd. And now the Waiakea crowd now getting into it as well. Reminds me of one of those Asian, when you play in Korea or Japan.
Oh, yeah.
It is constantly noisy.
All in. Boston Kobayashi has made noise this year, hitting .375. Those 2 for 3 numbers, by the way. That's the same in the tournament for him. Had an RBI in the first game. Kobayashi just kind of drubs one to the third baseman. Martinez gets the outs across the diamond as the runners advance to second and third.
We've talked about Martinez's glove throughout the entire tournament. That was a nice do-or-die kind of play coming in. It looked like it was going to be trouble right off the bat, but Martinez does a really good job picking up the ball on the run and throwing on the run. What it does too is also put a couple of runners in scoring position. We're talking about clutch base hits. This is a time and an opportunity here for Waiakea to make some noise early.
5 recorded RBIs in the season here for Clemson Julian, but none so far in the tournament. And off the glove there of Pang. Agbayani backhand, the throw in time. They needed that one. The old 1-6-3 to end the inning, and the Michigan Chinese closes the door on Waiakea in inning number 1. Take all the great OC16 action with you on the go with the Spectrum News app. All the latest local sports, news, and weather that matter most to you. Download it now. It's on the App Store or Google Play. Here at Iron My Heart Stadium, now we get to see Jarrell Austin. So Jarrell Austin, who came through this program the last few years, good length. He's upped his velo. This is by far the biggest game he has played in his young career.
No question about it. And it's only his 2nd start of the year. Last start was against Konawaina back on March 22nd. Talk about having maybe some jitters here in a championship ball game. We'll find out here early.
He got a great left field catch yesterday when Baldwin was trying to tag up some runs, trailing 1-0. If there's any silver lining through the young and maybe inexperienced big game feel here for Alston, at least at the high school level, it's that his infield is as good as it gets, not just in the Big Island Interscholastic Federation, maybe the entire state.
I agree with you.
And those guys have been playing together 3 years of high school at least. Here's Martinez to lead it off here for St. Louis. And .328 on the year. But Martinez a little slow here. It's 1 for 10 here in the tournament. The Oregon commit. Alston. 2 balls, no strikes. Marcus, we have a light miss now entering the ballpark.
Yeah, and that may be a factor. That may be a factor. We have not seen this since Wednesday night.
Yeah, and this is actually probably a little harder than what was Wednesday night. Now, it's not significant, but it is rain of the irritating variety.
Exactly.
2-0 to Alston, and Alston able to punch it in there.
We've had a very dry tournament. Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on everything. Kind of cloudy and hazy day one, and the sun came out the next 2 days, and here we are Saturday night. Martinez 1 homer this year. If he gets on the base paths, he's quick. 10 stolen bases. He's drawn 10 walks this year as well.
Rain probably not a factor for Waiakea, playing in Hilo.
Yeah, they had 2 rain delays in their game against Kameme Hawaii in the BIF championship.
You see Martinez looked like he was going to drag one up the first baseline. Then the ball came up high and tight and fouls it off straight back to the screen. Yeah, those 2 rain delays, crucial in that tournament. Matter of fact, Waiakea was up most of that ball game, 2-1. A late rally by Kamehameha Hawaii to take a 3-2 lead, and then rain came. I think they loaded the bases, and then they halted play. But after that, it was a couple more runs on the board, and it was 5-3 once it all said and done. Waiakea taking the tournament title.
Two. Martinez flies that one away. St. Louis, they're playing their 21st game this year, not including the preseason. 14-6. They've won the last 3 in a row. Remember, their last loss came against Iolani, eliminating them from the ILH second round of their tournament format. Iolani able to get into the tournament by finishing second in that round. And Martinez has drawn his 11th walk of the season.
That's a great at-bat for him up there. Fouled off a couple of pitches and then finally ekes a walk out of that one. Now you've got to get first base. You open up that right side of the infield because you have to keep him close at first base. Agbayani has shown that he can pull the ball at any time to right field. He also can go to left as well.
And the wind not significant of a factor here. In fact, the flags are barely moving. Some slight gusts here and there. There's missing inside either. You see the numbers in the tournament, hitting .545 here in the tournament. A couple of RBIs, a bevy of extra base hits. For the guy who's second in the state in homers with 3, 1 behind Judah Ota of Iolani, the Arkansas commit.
You know, watching Agbayani, a couple games during the regular season and then this tournament, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say he's the best player that I have seen in 20 years. Wow, coming out of the state. There's not a talent out there close to them. Speed, good defense, power to all fields.
Yanni trying to tee one off. That one fouled back to the screen. Yanni has handled the pressure of his last name very, very well too, right? I mean, you hear that last name, Agbayani, who started off his career over at Iolani, had a chance to go to Mililani. Then when his father got the job at St. Louis, transferred out, sat out his junior season via the ILH transfer rules. Now he's back in. You look at all that wait time that he's had to deal with, and all that hard work obviously paying off for Agbayani.
Got to look at the pickoff move here, and you got to keep him close. See it over there. Really doing. Scooping it out.
In there for a strike.
Got the high part of the strike zone. That looked like he took something off a little break in there. Agbayani not happy with that one. To me, I think the way you've got to pitch Agbayani is show him as little fastballs as possible and let him generate something off the off speed.
Agbayani up and away. Didn't chase that one. And 350 on the season is Agbayani. After going over a game in the game against Kamehameha Hawaii to start off the tournament, since then he's gone 6 for 8. 6 for 11 so far here in the HHSAA playoffs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Bayani gets underneath this one. They're just so cool seeing that last name, kind of the similar font, right? When his father played in the major leagues, and you just kind of see the past, the present, and then soon to be the future here maybe in the major leagues in Bruin Agbayani.
I think Pops also wore number 50 as well.
Representing the 50th state. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just wild. And what a gift it is to watch Bruin Agbayani. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Martinez on at first. He goes. Agbayani swings and misses. Baruela's throw shy of Brooks. Martinez gets to scoring position, but Alston gets the first strikeout for him here for the Warriors.
Yeah, off-speed pitch right there by Alston, and it's exactly what you did. You throw it about knee-high, get him to chase after it. It goes down and away and gets the strikeout. A rare strikeout by Agbayani. Martinez off and running on the play. We'll get credit for the stolen base. Coach Honda coming out here, maybe just check and said, hey, he swung through it a little bit right there. Did you see him maybe interfere a little bit with my catcher throwing down the second base? And definitely not.
Here's Mana Heffernan now. Mana Heffernan hitting .400 this year, 18 RBIs. He's tied for 4th in the state in that department.
He's been on it for a while, though. You got to think he's due.
Yeah, because he hasn't had an RBI since April 21st against Mariner. To say it's been a minute would be an understatement. 19 days. With 1 for 4 against Kamehameha Maui last night. Part of the legendary Heffernan family. His father, Tommy, also in the house. Family, and Mana Heffernan, who started playing both sports, right? Football and baseball. He played for the St. Louis 2 football program, kind of like their double-A team, if you will. When talking to him, he said, you know, baseball is my pure sport. And we see him at the Cal Ripken games in support of that, too, when his father's there. And Heffernan grossly underrated, I think, as a hitter, as a second baseman. And there's so many good second basemen and shortstops this year.
And you don't see that kind of second baseman with his size as well. I think eventually you'll see him maybe move over to some place like third, more likely than second.
He's got that linebacker frame as much as he has played at St. Louis his freshman and sophomore years of football. Runner goes. Baruela's throw. Safe. Martinez.
Martinez got a great jump over at second base. And you know what happened? They picked the time to run. It was the pitch previous to this where they showed bunt, and I think Coach Agbayani, who's coaching over at first base right then, kind of got an idea, put the clock on him and said, okay, get a couple more steps out there at second base, and the green light is there. Take off and run. Now a ground ball could eventually bring home the first run. Infield play back up the middle here for Waiakea.
And poked that into center. Mana Heffernan, an RBI machine. St. Louis strikes first in the Division I championship.
That's got to feel good for Heffernan, too, to kind of get off the snide there, so to speak, and pick up that RBI. You never know when something like that will spark the young man in the game so crucial here tonight. Again, not trying to do too much with the ball right there. Just stays right on top of it, pokes it right back up the box and into center field.
The Ilikane now. Albeit early on, look back at Waiakea unable to get a run home in the top of the inning. St. Louis has had a good amount of come-from-behind victories this year. Playing ahead. Able to blink first. Here's Kane. Stopped there by Baruella, the young catcher.
Again, Kane showing bunt right there. And, you know, I think Coach Agbayani is looking for something out there to try to gauge. So look for Heffernan, I think, off and running here, maybe on the next pitch. It's a similar thing what happened earlier when Martinez went a pitch earlier, going from second to third.
Upstairs.
This young man's had a pretty good tournament as well. Had some big at-bats. Clutch base hits with runners in scoring position. It's another guy, 17 RBIs on the year. Talk about an RBI machine.
Ball 4. Waiakea might have a talk. They have 8 available pitchers, and Coach Casanda says, you know, at this point, we're at the end of the season. We're doing anything we can, you know, just to try and switch rhythm, and there's activity in the pen of Waiakea's. What do you make about what we've seen here, man?
Well, I mean, you know, he hasn't pitched in a while. We brought that up. He hasn't pitched in over a month, almost 2 months, or 6 weeks now. So Rusty could be his middle name right now. And again, trying to get by this first inning is very crucial for the young man.
Zion Wary was loosening up in the pen for Waiakea.
I can't recall in the last tournament game that we've had goose eggs put up in the first innings. Somebody is always scoring in the first inning.
Keep Alston in. 1 out in the inning. Alston had a strikeout. Here's digging Kavahakui. The 10th grader, one of 8 sophomores in the group. There's 32 in total on the roster here for St. Louis. Makes that first strike.
And I think that's where Alston's got to kind of live and die with here early on in the ballgame. He's got to put that ball on the inside part of the plate, especially to these left-handed batters. Got to jam them a little bit. Do not let them get their arms extended.
Kavahakui 0 for 1 in the tournament. Ask Waiakea, you know, could you have a team, current squad you had, could they win a 9-8 type of game? Or you got to keep it low scoring? He said, I'm pretty confident that just because of their mental toughness and moxie, they could kind of navigate and weather those storms. Now, I know it's only 1 here for St. Louis, but Waiakea's won a lot of low-scoring tight games here. St. Louis has kind of won the big bomb type of games over the course of the ILH season.
Well, the key too is if you get out in front, say like St. Louis here, get out in front 3 or 4 runs early, you kind of take Waiakea out of its rhythm of trying to play small ball and playing 1 run at a time. Now you force them to swing the bat and try for multiple run innings.
Kavahakui floats outside. 3-2 to him. And the recorded stats this year, 0 for 10.
Let's see how aggressive Coach Agbayani will be here with 3-2, but only 1 out in the inning. Allow Heffernan to get a good lead out at second. They're going to hold him.
This ball kind of just drubbed to the first base side and foul.
big pitch here for Alston. You really can't give in here at all. You've got to make him swing the bat and hopefully hits it at somebody.
Full count. Got him.
That's what I'm talking about. You've got to live on that inside part of the plate. And that's a very good pitch by Alston. He needed that one there. The four-seam fastball inside corner for strike 3.
Ripped him for a second K of the inning. Here's Chase Sutherland. Sutherland, a tough dude here, the senior. Got plunked in the head yesterday. Still came back into the game and finished out his catching duties. It's been a rough go here in the tournament, though, for Alston. 0 for 7. Hitting 296 on the year.
Yeah.
And again, St. Louis has been doing this and getting all these wins. I mean, realistically, only about 3 or 4 hitters.
Right, it's true. And again, it's mostly the top 4 batters in the lineup.
Exactly. Supplement on the back half of it. Sutherland upstairs and inside.
I mean, you got the guys here looking towards mostly the bottom part of the order. It's like 2 for 23. So if you can get that top of the order out, you've got a good chance here to get and stay in the game.
Time taken here.
Yeah, a little powwow right here. Probably talking about the signals again, making sure that everybody's on the same page out there with the fingers going down from the catcher. But yeah, they're taking a long time out there. Also discussing something else as well.
Were you a glove talker?
No, never. Glove whisperer.
This is already an 18-minute half inning.
It's like one of those heavyweight bouts, right? Boxing, you know. Go for a couple of minutes, jab, 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 and hopefully, you know, make it to round 2.
The problem is there's no 18-minute rounds in boxing. Oh, and wide there. Julian had to collect. Connie gets back to the bag at first.
And that's exactly why it took him so long out there to try to put a pick play on. The thing is, though, you've got to throw it at the bag. If he throws it at the first baseman 10 feet behind him, I believe that's a balk.
In there for a strike. Jim LeBeau gave him the punch out, but
I think he did too.
Yeah.
Everybody's excited right now.
There's a strike to make the count 2-1.
Alston will take it.
2 balls, 1 strike. Heffernan on at second. Connie's at first. In a 1-0 Crusader lead. Alston's delivery. One punched up high and out of play. So the rain has subsided, albeit a light mist, but now the winds are picking up.
Interesting, too, both of these teams opted to come out with white pants and dark tops today.
Yes. It's like an inner scrimmage right now.
That's right. Make it a little bit more difficult for everybody.
This is up and out of play again. This goes off the roof.
It'll be breaking ball from Alston that time.
Waiakea winning their championships in 2012 and 22. They hope it won't be another 10 years before they win one. In the meantime, for St. Louis, when you don't win a title for 11 years, it might as well be 111 years. Right?
Yeah.
They've been so close each and every year when George Gustin was the head coach and did a great job with that program. In fact, he was the coach that led them to that 2014 title. Benny and the boys did last year.
I think this year they expect to win. Even though they've got 6 losses. I forgot to look at the records, but they may have the most losses than any team in the entire tournament.
Poked by Sutherland. That ball's dropping. Mana Heffernan digging for the plate. Here's the throw, it short. Sutherland has made it 2-0 St. Louis.
Well, Austin had to come after him on this pitch, and he does. The hands get extended, and you can see as soon as the ball is hit, Sutherland pointing one finger in the air. He realized it was going to be a base hit and an RBI and to put his team up 2-0.
What a time to get your first hit of the tournament. Saw Micah Alcisto do a lot of courtesy running over the course of the highlight season, and in this tournament, this time no different. Alcisto is on to courtesy run for Sutherland. Runners on the corners, and there's 2 outs, and only a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It seems like it's more than 2-0 with everything that's been going on here in the innings. So Austin can settle things down here if he can get that final out and get his team back in the dugout.
Waiakea Correa is hitting .086 this year in the 7th spot for St. Louis. He was 0 for 2 yesterday. He's 0 for 4 in the tournament. He's drawn a couple of walks and scored a couple of runs. A long inning right now. Alston and Waiakea just trying to get out of it. St. Louis trying to keep their foot on the accelerator right now.
Coach Agbayani would love to see this bottom part of the order pick up some base hits here in this ball game. Take some of the pressure off that top of the order.
80 on the gun, and they'll give up the bag. Alcisto gets to second.
Well, I think they caught Waiakea by surprise right there. Alcisto off and running, and I don't even think they realized he was stealing until he was about a third of the way from the bag.
2 balls, 1 strike. And fanning at that one, Correa. And for years, and even to now, St. Louis, you know, with their academics, but really athletically primarily known as a football school. Won the football state championship. Then basketball had their time in the spotlight. Baseball hasn't really had that spotlight shined on them. Now it's an opportunity they can cash in to be that team, maybe build that next dynasty. Carrera flares one, and it is out of play.
We talk about the baseball. I mean, it's not like they have not had talent. They have had some very good teams over the years. They just have not put it together in the postseason, so to speak.
Remember, St. Louis doing a tremendous job to get here, right? Just knocking off Kamehameha, 5-1. Then taking care of Mililani, even though Mililani was threatening in innings 3 and 5. Upstairs and outside. The count has gone 3-2. There's been 2 hits in the inning here for the Crusaders. Correa draws a walk.
Well, for Coach Honda, you know, you may leave him in one more batter and see if he can work himself out of this jam. Verbally, you let your team know, hey, you know, wherever the ball takes you, you'll have an opportunity to make a force at any base.
And the Kaiser graduate, Chris Honda, will come out.
He may have made up his mind. He's going to make a change. He's walking pretty brisk.
Remember earlier we saw Zion Weary get loose in the pen.
Well, they said he would be one of the relievers if needed today. Right now, you just settle down Alston a little bit and remind your infielders and catcher, hey, ball hit in the infield, knock it down, find a place to make a force play.
And another mound meeting, and staying with Alston. And now a golden opportunity here for the Brotherhood. And Drake Kinui. Drake Kinui is going to be pretty good here these next couple of years for this sophomore. And Kinui, good outfielder over in left, strong arm. But here this season, the numbers, not the greatest. 167. Did have a hit and an RBI against Kamehameha Maui. So he's getting some timely hits here in the tournament. 1 for 4 in the playoffs with that RBI.
Now you look at the bottom part of this Crusader lineup. There are some guys hitting under Mendoza line.
Kinui showing bunt. That finds his own first strike. This is the most first inning pitches, by the way, that we've had on TV this year. Next one's 43.
Wow.
That'll help here, Alston.
I tell you what, if he can get out of this jam right now, you're going to hear a roar coming from the Waiakea side.
And a 1-2. Punched up in the air to the right side. Coming after it, Kaisen Honda. Now the infielder, second baseman Tamiya, camps underneath it. Inning is over. A couple of hits in the frame there for St. Louis. Mana Heffernan helping the cause. Chase Sutherland making it 2-0. St. Louis striking first in the Division I championship. We got Rainbow Warrior Baseball back at it on Spectrum Sports as the Bows will take on UC San Diego. Goes down Thursday. Spectrum Sports has it covered. Spectrum News app as well. Pleasant night here at Iron Maihara Stadium as finally the second inning rolls in. We had a 55-minute first inning.
Wow. Well, last night we had an hour first 2 innings, right? So.
Oh, maybe 37 minutes. Excuse me,
okay.
37. Wow.
Well, everybody just kind of, not wanting to make a mistake early on. Now I think you'll see the things from both sides, the pitching pick up a little bit here as we get going.
So on a miss here by Tyson Baruella. Baruella the catch. It's the 6, 7, and 8 hitters here for the Warriors. And Baruella gets underneath this.
And what I'm liking already here from Pang here in the second inning is just no nonsense. Give me the ball. He's on the mound. He's just waiting for the batter to get back in the batter's box. He's raring to go.
Well, a 10th grader this year of the recorded numbers, hitting .448. Did not fish after that one. You know, you have a 37-minute inning just like that, and you feel like you're down 20 at this point.
And it's just 2.
Exactly. Time to stress you if you're a Waiakea fan. Got him fishing after that one, but it goes right by Sutherland. It's a throw to Kane, and in time.
Nice job by Sutherland recovering after that. That ball trickled about 15 feet or so to the third base side of home plate, but Sutherland pounced on it pretty quickly and made a nice strong throw over to Kane at first base. Take a look at where this ball goes. It's outside the dirt area. That's not an easy play. But you can see Kane is already set up on the outside part of first base, giving a good target to Sutherland.
That might be the first ball that's gotten at least close to the backstop that we've seen here in the tournament.
Yeah.
Good recovery there from Sutherland. Here's last night's Hawaii Honda of the Year's impact player, Hurley Sung. Sung chops one, Martinez. Bullseye.
Like throwing darts over there from him, yeah?
A little 501 action. Just the length, right in the range from Martinez. And everything is just in one fluid motion. That's a guy that gets a lot of reps in, gets a lot of off-season ball.
And again, not trying to overthrow as well, just trying to be accurate, as he was only a couple of steps away from the mound.
Here's Kaisen Honda now. Honda mashes one. Oh, Martinez, he's unstoppable. Wow. You heard about big kahunas. How about the big kahanu? 1.5 gone. So head coach Chris Honda has made the change already here. Zion Weary gets his first appearance in the state tournament. And it comes at a point where it's a 2-0 game. After St. Louis kind of controlled that first inning.
They did. And I think Chris Honda was his thinking and mindset right now is, if we have another inning in the second like we had in the first, we've dug ourselves too big of a hole. And so he's thinking right now, I'm going to come out with a fresh arm and a new look for these Crusaders who are coming around the batting order soon for the second time.
Zion Weary, first pitch here to Yamaguchi. It's the 9th hitter in the card to lead it off in the second. There are a lot of Shea Yamaguchi fans in the house. Fan favorite here. And finds his own for a strike. Waiakea pitchers aren't going to blow you away with speed, but typically they are money with good location. Remember, they burned their ace already, Logan Durand, early in the tournament. And good job of kind of building up their bullpen over the course of the Biff season. Here's Yamaguchi. Turns away from that, it's inside.
Well, the other thing, against, I think, Waiakea, when you're looking at them as a whole, even though they had the bye, so to speak, and coming in on the quarterfinal day, they only play basically one game a week. So really never really had a chance to develop 3 starting pitchers.
Oh, that ball was dropped by.
So that's kind of a knock against, what they're doing, especially, coming into the tournament, because realistically, you could throw your #1 guy every week, in every game almost.
And Yamaguchi. That's a second straight inning where the leadoff man draws a walk. And St. Louis has flipped the card to the top of the order.
I don't know, some hesitation down there. One of the umpires, I think, at first base may have had a different count.
Yeah, I know.
He came running in, and I saw his fingers talking to, looked like home plate umpire Jim LeBeau, but I think everybody's where they're supposed to be.
Martinez in there for a strike. Martinez drew a walk and scored. Martinez will emerge as another leader here for this group. 8 juniors in total here for Benny's boys. Drops down a bunt. Where he's up with it. Oh, the throw and wide, big collision with Julian.
Wow.
Out at first. Julian did not like that at all.
Well, the throw pushes him into the line that Martinez was coming down. You can see right there. Watch where the throw is. Wow, and also Martinez was way inside the bag as well. So from that angle right there, I think you could probably say, out and bring the runner back towards the first base.
Jordan's a tough dude. Played 3 years here with Waiakea after playing his freshman year over at Kamehameha, Hawaii. It's been all 4 total years in varsity. Tough as they come at first base, and he collects that one for the out. Now here comes Bruin Akbayani.
Taking one more look at this right here. This is going to see. Look where he's at right there. He's like 3 feet inside the base path right there. Boy, luckily neither one of them really got severely hurt.
Here's Bruin Akbayani. Akbayani has hit the only home run in the winner's bracket portion of the tournament so far in the 2025 playoffs. To the left side of the scoreboard after a slicing ball that started on the right side of the scoreboard. Got a triple to right field last night. 78 on the gun, it floats outside. Two balls, no strikes here to Bruin. And Akbayani way outside.
You can see trying to throw an off-speed pitch there. Just slips out of his hands. 3-0. If I'm Coach Akbayani, I give Bruin the green light here to swing away. If you're weary, you do have first base open.
The upper part of the zone. Bayani, of course, we all know his resume, right? And he has a chance to win a second state title in a different sport. Remember, he led Iolani to a state title in softball.
That's right.
His daughters play. Bayani draws a walk.
Well, if you're weary, nothing hurt with that walk right there. You got a runner at second base. You take away, kind of nullify the speed on Bruin Agbayani at first base. You do also set up a double play opportunity here. Try to get yourself out of the inning.
Now here comes Mana Heffernan. St. Louis feeling like this is the year. They worked so hard. Yeah, they took one on the chin during the playoffs of the ILH tournament. Whereas Heffernan grounds one. Ivor Brooks. Tamiya out at second. The turn got him. Taylor made. Brooks, Tamiya, Julian. 6-4-3, inning over. UH baseball back at it again as the series continues against UC San Diego from Les Murakami Stadium. We got a Friday matchup for you. The Game On crew gets you going on Spectrum Sports at 6 o'clock. You see Les Murakami Stadium in all its beautiful glory in Manoa.
We'll be back there next year for the States.
That's right, and for Division I, that is, because Division II tournament got to kind of baptize the HHSAA tournament using their field. So what a great atmosphere for D2, right? All those D2 schools that typically have to play at other parks.
Yeah. Right? Great opportunity there. And there's no better place to play either.
Logan Durant lifting one to center, going back, Correa. Oh, Correa corrals it.
I don't think that was by design. I think he really lost his balance out there, just backpedaling. This ball's hit pretty well. He just keeps carrying it. You can see right there, he turned one way, had to pivot, turn back the other way to catch one over his glove hand side shoulder.
That was football. That's a catch all the way. Secured all the way to the ground.
And first down.
Yes. Top of the order now. Here's Jesse Inoue. They've retired 6 consecutive batters now. There's Lincoln Pang. Typically like to swing aggressively, play a bit more of a patient type of ball, and expected to have a breakout season next year too. For a kid, it's just been all tough. To the right side, it's Yamaguchi for out number 2.
Yamaguchi, had he played perfectly, he was fairly shallow in right field there. Only had to come in about 4 or 5 steps to secure the out. Again, you're talking about too. I mean, if you're Waiakea, you do not want to give up easy outs to this defense here. You want to make sure they earn it, stay on top of the ball, more line drives, more hard hit grounders.
Oh, and floating foul is foul. A 2-0 game here in this Division I championship. This is on here for Tamia. Tamia's talked about the bond and the lifelong friendships that he has made with this group, and it'll carry with him regardless of what happens here tonight. He stays up high. Tamia found a way to get on, going 1 for 1. They've relied on Tamia's leadership this season. Ooh, Tamia went after it, and Sutherland ends it. 3 up, 3 down. St. Louis, defensively at least, firm control to the home half of the third when you come back. Home half of the third inning, and it's 2-0 St. Louis right now on top in this Wally Onemene Foundation HHSAA Division I State Championship. As the Crusaders, so far, 2 runs and 2 hits, no errors, no runs, 1 hit, no errors here for Waiakea. As Zanweri gets ready to step up on the bump for his second inning of work, we get to step into the booth with our great friend, Amy Roper, from the Wally Onemene Foundation, the daughter of the great Wally Onemene. And we get to do this every single year, whether it's in Manoa or in Maui. This is very special. Good to see you as always.
Thank you so much, Peter.
All right, so much has been talked about, Wally Onemene and the foundation and what your father meant to the legacy. What was it like having him as a father in your life?
He was a very hands-on father when he was in town. So he was gone half the time. So we really appreciated his efforts when he tried to spend time with the family when he was in town. And we were probably the only family that enjoyed rain because that meant he came home. But it was really a wonderful childhood being in Japan and enjoying baseball. So we love this too, just coming to watch these kids really trying their best to win. And yeah, the fielding and everything has just been amazing. Yeah. Really enjoying it.
For those unaware about the Maui ties that Wally Onemene has to this island in particular, which is a big reason why we love coming here every 3 years, what are those ties with your father in this island?
Well, he had such great memories being here in Maui and being raised here. He felt that working at the sugarcane fields and the heat, it really kind of prepared him for the summers in Japan playing there. But every year he would come back to Maui after the season was over, just to kind of reignite his, energy to go back and play as well as he could. So it was, for him, it was home always. And so when he started this whole foundation, he wanted us to make sure that we continued coming to Maui at least every third year.
It's amazing, too. And we've done about 5 of these as Kawahakui sends this one to the left side, and sliding in there is Logan Duran for out number 2. So much we talk about Wally Onamini, right? Behind every great man is an amazing woman. Can we talk about
Absolutely.
Your mom,
Yes.
and, Jane?
Yes.
What kind of role did she have in your life and the impact and the overall impact in the family?
Well, she actually took care of us most of the time, only because Dad was gone so much. But she started her own business when I was 12 years old and grew it to the point where she had the ins with a lot of the ball players that would come to Japan.
Okay.
So she had quite a bunch of celebrities that came through her shop. So we learned quite a bit from her as well. Yeah, businesses and just being a woman business owner. Yeah, it was really a working pair. They really complemented each other.
Now you and the rest of the family get to carry on, perpetuate this wonderful legacy that Wally Onamini had. When you get to come to the tournament every single year, what's that feeling like for you when you get to see all these great athletes, all these coaches, and all these fans in particular?
The fans are amazing, and I just love this hometown feeling where everybody comes out to support, their players or even the other side, but it's just a real energetic feel, and we just love that everybody comes out to support their teams. Yeah, it's really a nice, warm feeling.
How impressed have you been with the baseball talents and what these kids have been able to do?
They're amazing. I have 3 grandsons that are in baseball now at all the different levels. So to watch them compete like this, it's just a different level. So it's really exciting to watch.
How old are your grandkids that are playing baseball?
So I've got the youngest one is 7.
Okay.
He just started Little League. And then I've got a middle schooler who's 13. And then my oldest one is 15. So he actually wants to come out here.
Yeah. Well, that means we have to stick around for at least 11 years so the youngest one can play on OC16.
I know, right? This would be so fun for them to come and watch.
It's the bottom of the 3rd inning here, and it's 2 outs, and St. Louis is on top 2-0. So when you're cheering on your grandchildren, what kind of cheerleader are you out there? Are you the yeller? Or are you the?
Yes, I'm a yeller. But I'm a positive yeller.
Right. How much of the Wally Onamini Foundation and the participating people that put this on, every year, how impressed are you with what it takes on to put something like this?
It's a big deal. I mean, I see, all that's set up here and everything, and you've got people that take care of us really well. But it's so organized now that it's really exciting to come out and see it just growing every year. So we're very proud to be a part of all of this.
Yeah, and of course, there's a great book, and there's so many articles about Wally Onamini and his legacy and what the foundation has perpetuated here. I'm just so amazed that this has really become, in my opinion, the premier postseason. It's the patriarch of all the postseasons, really, statewide. And I mean, that family, your family's amazing.
Thank you.
Is it ever overwhelming when people talk about your father or your mother or your entire family?
I think it's really it makes us proud, but I just love the fact that it is perpetuating, and I know for Dad, he really wanted to make sure that these students not only play baseball but have something to fall back on. So he really wanted them to have an opportunity to be exposed to other scouts and things like that. But to see how, everybody just supports it, it's really been a proud moment for us every time when we come out here.
Is there anything about your father that maybe not a lot of people might have known? A weird story or a little quirk?
Well, I think there are a lot of stories, but I think the main thing was after he was being recruited by Ohio State, he was on his way to Ohio State to go play football there. And on his way there, the 49ers actually told him, why don't you stop through? So he stopped there, and he got an offer. So that's when he started with football. But after his first year, he hurt himself during the off season, so he switched to baseball. But his first love, he was really thrilled that he was.
I think that baseball career turned out okay.
I think so.
Amy, it is an absolute pleasure. We love you so much on OC16. You have no idea. Every time we get to see you, we get a little giddy. So we appreciate you and what the Wally Onamini Foundation does.
Thank you so much, Philly. Been nice to see you.
We're back in a moment. Right to the drive-thru for the Jack in the Box game summary. No runs, 1 hit, no errors here for Waiakea. 2-2-0 here for St. Louis. It's been a heck of a pitching duel recently. Things kind of stabilized a little bit here for Waiakea as we approach the halfway point here of this Division I championship. Back here at Iron My Heart Stadium, Felipe Ojastro, along with Marcus Owens and Jimmy Bender. All right, partner, what do you make about what we've seen here so far through 3?
Well, you know what? Waiakea bent a little bit, didn't break in that first inning, and they made a change at pitcher the second inning. Couple of goose eggs back on the board. Now the pressure, I think, goes back on the St. Louis side. Even though they're up 2-0, Waiakea is in this ball game. All they need right now is base runners. And Pang is the reason they're not getting base runners right now. Yeah. He's pitching really well here going into the 4th inning.
3 innings of work, a hit, a couple of strikeouts. Here for Pang. This is a 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Here's Brooks.
Well,
walk to the first.
2-0, and you're looking for base runners. Automatic take, I think, here, if you're Waiakea.
This stays upstairs. Game is kind of settled in now. Waiakea, a lot of early swings. Chris Honda says, you know, regardless of what happens, you know, I'm not sure if a lot of people outside of our community had us in this spot. And, you know, whether we win, it's great. If we lose, second place is still pretty darn good.
Yes,
that kind of mindset here from Chris Honda makes him such a respectable coach and just a loving coach. And I mean, his staff is so great and just an elite level kind of guy.
He is. I mean, he gets the most out of his guys, exactly what you want.
Brooks goes to Correa, moving to his right. Route number 1.
I mean, if you look at it on paper, it's kind of like a David and Goliath kind of matchup in a way. You've got power on one side, you've got some scrappy batters and hitters on the other side, small ball on one side, gap power on the other. Pitching is going to come down to that. And he was joking to us yesterday. It's like, you guys didn't have us in the box of destiny, did you?
Yeah. He's still talking about the box of destiny. And I said, who knows, maybe. And again, we'll reveal the box of destiny picks coming up later in postgame. Well, here comes Kobayashi again. Boston, who was born the same year the Red Sox won the World Series 18 years ago.
That was the year they broke the curse of Ruth, right?
Yeah, well, 04 they won it too.
Oh, and 04.
Yeah,
okay.
04 they won it, yeah. All right, they got to win it at Fenway that year in 2007. But his whole family, pretty much a Boston fan, a Red Sox fan, and now here comes Kobayashi. Started his career over in Hilo. Good scoop there from Akbayani. To God.
Now, if you hit it on the ground in this infield, you might as well just chalk it up to an out. They rarely make a throwing error in this St. Louis infield, and they cover a lot of ground. You can see right there. Then he takes a couple of shuffle steps just to make sure he gets an accurate throw over to first base. We've seen him so often throw on the run, but he's felt maybe he just wanted to stop, plant, and throw. And the atmosphere here is good tonight from the fans. Big crowd. We worried about last night. Are we going to get a big crowd here tonight?
Julian and getting called off. Oh, Martinez had called it off after Akbayani gave way to try and make the play. Instead, it ends up foul.
Well, and that's what you got to do, too. I mean, if you're getting called off communication-wise, you've got to give it up, especially to shortstop. Shortstop's got priority over everybody in the infield. And Bruin probably thought he was going to get to it, but then realized that last second, you can see his head going to go up right there. It's like, I should have just let him go after it. I think Martinez would have had that catch had he stayed with it.
Yeah. Oh, Julian ripping one. What a dive. Heffernan. Wow. linebacker build. He puts the man in mana.
Ain't got to be played like that, yo. You can't tell me this shit can't get done without people beating on each other, killing each other, doing each other like dogs. And without all that, you ain't got 5-0 down here on our backs every 5 minutes, throwing us around and shit. Shit. You think 5-0 care about niggas getting high in the projects?
Silence right now. St. Louis has snuffed any kind of momentum that the BIP champions have wanted to build. And look at that sign right there, huh? Right?
I'm loving it.
We got it.
Jimmy and I finally get a picture on a sign.
How much did you pay the kid? That's a
couple of hot dogs.
That's Clemson Julian's brother, by the way, as we mentioned. Just 9 years old. Shout out, big guy. And you know what he did? He recycled it because my sign is on the backside of that.
Just flip it around.
Yeah,
right?
that's what he did. It's very economical, too.
It's even got my old baseball card on there as well.
That's some talent. That is some talent. There's St. Louis. With Jonah Brubb hitting in this spot, number 21. So Brubb up and inside. Of course, we saw Brubb pitch earlier here in the tournament. Eight, 9, and 1 hitters here for the Crusaders. Brubb a 3-0.
Weary's done a pretty good job since coming in for Waiakea back in the bottom half of the second inning. A couple of good innings. He's not given up a hit yet. Strikeout, a couple of walks.
1 for 3 in the tournament, and he draws his first walk of the tournament.
Third walk issued by Weary. May get a change here as well. I think we're going to get maybe a runner over at first base.
Well, there was Drake Kanui, who was hitting 4 in that spot. And here he comes again to re-enter and run. Shea Yamaguchi. So Waiakea did a good job to eliminate the threat St. Louis kind of had cooking in the second and third innings. Only one runner left on for St. Louis in that inning. And with runners on here today, the 2 for 7. Yamaguchi, that's in for a strike.
Now you've got that bottom part of the order here for St. Louis, and Benny preaches win the inning. He just says we need to manufacture more runs and do it a little bit better. So look for them to try to bunt the runner up here. That one just missing.
And a 1-1. Yamaguchi pushes his bunt up the first base side. There he flips it right to Julian. Over to second, there goes Kanui.
Nice job by Yamaguchi that time, just pushing it up the first base side where there's only one play could be made over to first base. Taking Kanui down to second.
as pronounced, but, you know, it gets pretty tight over that first base side. We saw a collision earlier over at first. Could you see a time where high school would add a double bag, much like we're seeing in college?
Yeah, I think they should. I mean, it's coming sooner rather than later, I think. I would say the next year or two, you're going to see that bag out there. And it's just for safety reasons, basically.
I agree.
And it also forces that runner basically to stay outside the baseline.
You see the double bag, obviously on the softball side a lot.
And I saw it in AAA. I was watching the game in AAA, El Paso game, and they had it there as well. So it's coming.
Here's Martinez. And for a strike. There's just a couple of hits. Monta Heffernan has one of them. Chase Sutherland has the other. You see Martinez's stats today, which includes that walk that came in the first. Versatile player, good size, as you mentioned, on the corner. I've seen a lot of fairly good-sized infielders over the course of the year. So Manalau Kong, right? Boy, you commit.
Yep.
Even Monta Heffernan, pretty much, over at second base.
He's not tiny.
You have Chase Sutherland throwing to a pretty big target in Johannu Martinez.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, how about a fan on that one?
Yeah, he was gearing up fastball the entire way. He swung one out of the strike zone, and he knew it, too. After he swung through it, he knew he swung at a ball. Look at that ball. It's up above the letters. Almost corkscrewed him in the ground.
Trying to nibble outside, nothing bit there. Here towards Martinez.
I think it's a crucial inning here for St. Louis to try to tack on another run. They've kind of been in control since the first inning, but you can't feel too overconfident just being up a couple of runs. And this the way this game is going right now, and only 2 hits to their name.
Good point. Checked it and punched it back to the screen. This beautiful ballpark hosting with another state championship tournament.
You know, we talked about the pregame. This is starting to turn into a Waiakea type game.
Yes.
The kind of game that they want to be in.
So again, now loaded up 3-2 with 1 out.
And again, you got first base open, but pick your poison here. I'd rather throw to Martinez than put him on and pitch to Agbayani.
St. Louis averages more than 5 runs a game here in the tournament. They have 2 here so far. And both of those runs coming in the first inning. Martinez, and Tamiya's got it. Tries to double off and does. Kid going to Air Force, called ground control, and got a double play out of it, and gets St. Louis back to the dugout. soon.
They do. I mean, Pang is, really looking sharp out there and throwing a lot of strikes, getting ahead of the count early.
It's Tyson Baruela, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters here for Waiakea. Outside. Sometimes for Waiakea, they just need one guy on.
Yeah.
Just to build up life. And
they're going to have to rely on the small ball here, but they're going to have to get some base runners on, that's for sure.
Baruela flies that one foul.
They didn't really tear the cover off the ball yesterday, but they need to put some more than one hit on the board tonight if they're going to win this.
Remember, every time Waiakea scores a run, they dunk a basketball in their dugout. They did only one time because that's the only run they scored and the only run they needed.
That's right.
To get to the final, knocking off Baldwin 1-0. Baruela pokes at this one. Heffernan's calling for it. Round number 1.
Nice job by Heffernan staying with that. I thought that he was looking up maybe to the lights or even maybe getting some showers or mist in his eyes, but no.
The ball did kind of carry him more to his right and still got it. Here's Hurley Sung.
You can't say enough about this young man. He's really got them to the championship game tonight with his effort on the mound last night.
Sung to Heffernan. Out number 2.
I'll tell you what, Pang and the Crusaders will take that all night. And swinging early in the count like that, making some easy outs.
Here's Kyson Honda now.
Soon got pretty good meat on the ball, but right at Heffernan at second base.
This one's down here. There's Honda. His brother Dylan Honda caught the final out in the state championship in 2022. And Waiakea won it as a 3 seed. And here is the 4 seed. Trying to find and capture some of that magic.
Well, they hit the ball pretty well in the Biff tournament, knocking off Hilo a couple games and scoring pretty well in those 2 games before eking by Kamehameha Hawaii. So they have the talent to put up some crooked numbers, but can they get it done?
Oh, aces one to left here for Honda.
Exactly what they needed, but with 2 outs though, they're going to have to make a mini rally here. Another look here. It looks like the fastball up in the zone. Honda does just a great job shooting into left field. So now a runner at first base. You've got a good catcher in Southern, the catch and throw kind of guy to second base, so you're going to have to pick your chance here to run if you're thinking of stealing.
Logan Duran now. Duran flew into Correa in the 3rd inning, gave Correa a ride after he lost his bounce, but still held on and made the grab. Duran and just over Heffernan. We talked about momentum. It's starting to build here for the Warriors as they get to the top of the card, and Logan Duran gets a base hit just over Heffernan.
Well, he got sawed off on this one, inside out swing, but had enough power to get it into right center field, and back-to-back singles here for the first time in this game by Waiakea, trying to make some noise. Good thing about it is it takes him right back to the top of the order.
Yeah.
Bad thing is you've got 2 outs. They're starting to get some activity down in the Crusader bullpen, which has got a lefty and a righty up throwing.
Jesse Inoue 0 for 2. And strike 1. Another high energy guy. We talk about it all the time here. It's those kind of people that will help carry you for future seasons. And for him, there's a chance to get the first dunk of the night, if you will, here for Waiakea in that dugout. Tries to drop one down. Sutherland's up. The throw's in time. Inning over. How about the efforts from Chase Sutherland? This was smooth.
It really was, and a nice job bouncing out behind home plate to make the play. They were trying to drag it up the third base line. He just didn't get it down far enough.
What did they just say?
Happy birthday. Ready, go.
What are we doing?
Happy birthday.
Oh, shut up. Oh, my goodness. You're kidding me.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gilly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We even got the tea leaves from the St. Louis
This is so weird. This is so weird. And for the record, by the way, it's not 60. Just I want to put it out there. It's not 60 years old.
A little less than that.
Yeah, it's 37. But our crew, I appreciate it. Much love. That's always.
They got you, man. They got you.
They did. Our producer's like, we're not going to break. I'm like, why are we not going to break? I'm like, I thought we had another interview that I forgot about, honestly. And yeah.
And
all the crew guys are looking at me, just like, oh, they got him. Wow, very nice.
And I didn't know it either because I thought I didn't hear our producer talking because usually counts it down, and I saw the graphic go up.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, okay, what happened?
Yeah. Wow. Well, you had no idea either. Wow.
I had no idea.
Well,
I was in the dark.
In all seriousness, though, much love, and I appreciate that. And our member leagues and love everyone at the HHSAA and our producer too, and everybody at NEP.
This is the second time I think you've been here in Maui on your birthday.
That's right. And honestly, wouldn't spend it another way. Unless I had an option.
Unless you had.
No, I'm just joking. No. Here's Agbayani. The 2, 3, and 4 here for the Crusaders. Agbayani still looking for that elusive hit here in the state final.
Boy, that last double play to get out of the inning couldn't have come at a better time for Waiakea. Because now you've got the bases empty with Agbayani up. He can still do damage. We've seen it happen already. But yet I like my options here because I can kind of, not have to groove anything. I can try to, be a little picky and go in and out and move the ball around a little bit, see if I can get him to swing it something out of the zone.
Agbayani pokes that one through the left side. And Agbayani took a wide turn and just gets back to the bag. No throw. Trying to entice that throw in there and almost bit here for the Waiakea defense. And father and son, their final night together as coach and player here for St. Louis. Special moment.
Can't say enough about the young man and what he does out there. And he's so hard to pitch to because he uses the entire field. Right there, he just stays back, shoots one through the left side of the infield. We've seen him hit it to about every spot in this park this week.
And Agbayani gets back to the bag.
Now if you're really over there, you've got to keep him close because Agbayani will not only take second if you're not paying attention, he'll take third as well.
This ball's dropped down. Coming after it, Inoue, no throw anywhere. Now the throw to second, and this ball gets by in the center. But picked up there by Duran. And everybody's still safe here for St. Louis.
It's just a great bunt by Heffernan up the third base line and legging that one out. Everybody knew he was going to bunt. You can see, look at the wide turn. Boy, if that ball is on the bag, he's out. Look at this bunt. It's a beauty.
Just off the glove there, Brooks. Really caught it out. Another chance to kind of break it a little more open here for St. Louis.
Again, this is the guy I want up in this situation if I am the Crusaders. This guy's an RBI machine this week.
Stairs just missed his zone. Got it here. A little walk in the first inning. Run out to Brooks.
Interesting not showing bunt on that first pitch, Kane. I think it's got to be almost bunt situation.
Oh, right there. Bounce there towards Brooks. And everybody's safe again.
My goodness.
Murray took one. And the bases are loaded for the Brotherhood.
Everything going right with the Crusaders in this inning so far. I think it hit his glove, if I'm not mistaken. You can see right there, yeah, or maybe off the heel of his glove. Ricochets towards the hole, it's short. All hands safe. And boy, Coach Agbayani told us, too, a couple of days ago, saying we need a little bit of luck if we're going to win it. He's getting some luck right now.
And umpire and head coach Jim LeBeau and Chris Honda going to make sure that their pitcher is okay after getting tagged. And the athletic trainers are going to come out too. Of course, safety the highest priority, obviously, for these athletes. And the way that that ball kicked off and checking that hand.
Yeah, I thought it looked like it hit the heel of his glove. Hopefully not the wrist.
And again, St. Louis with more opportunities. I know you're Stone Kanoa. Remember Stone Kanoa, you remember from the basketball season, had a pretty severe elbow injury in the state semifinals against Kahuku. Kind of landed awkwardly. His elbow kind of hyperextended at an awkward angle. Then the following night, after St. Louis had won that championship, got checked out by the trainers, wore that arm brace, continues to wear that arm brace just as an added layer of protection. He's on at first base. Comes Kabahakui.
Ball inside, trying to again keep that ball in the hands area. Nice job of just a nice little block right there to keep the ball in front.
Check this out.
Nice. Look at that technology.
Going quad box. That one fouled away and out of play.
Tense moment right now. Nobody out still in the inning.
Kabahakui 0 for 2. Now 1-2 count. Win would be so much here for St. Louis, obviously, and been relevant in the semifinal round. Never able to finally break through. St. Louis in their 19th state tournament. And they're 26 and 16 in the championship bracket games.
That's pretty darn good.
What kind of poke that's a high chopper. Tamiya has to go to first, gets that out. Agbayani comes to the plate and scores. And St. Louis has a 3-0 lead here in the 5th.
Nice job just putting the ball in play that time and take what the defense gives you. A little chopper. Only play for the defense was over to first base to get the out. And they tack on another one here to make it a 3-0 score. Infield will come in now for Waiakea. They cannot give up any more easy runs.
Sutherland just kind of fouls his way at the plate. Sutherland had an RBI single that came in the first to make it a 2-0 game. St. Louis winning the title in 1974 over Waiakea, 4-2. Then winning it 40 years later. With George Gussman knocking off the Trojans 10-0. And they are 11 years after that in a 3-0 game.
I think a lot of people early in the season thought St. Louis would be in the States. Didn't know how far they would go.
Inside part of the zone for a strike. Yeah, and then they, kind of had a 2-game skid against Iolani in a high-scoring affair where Iolani had a massive lead. St. Louis made a great run, but ended up losing 12-10. And then they lost to Damien, 6-5. Damien eventually won the Division II championship. It's a sky ball. Logan Duran's running hard after it. And he's got it. No tag from Heffernan. The throw back on the infield goes past the pitcher. It was just coming in the bag in the pitcher's mound for Julian to try to dive after it.
Well, if you're Waiakea, that was probably the best play that could happen for them defensively with the ball going out of the infield. A little shallow fly ball into left center field. You really can't tag from that instance right there.
Yeah, Clemson Julian, great effort to try and go and get it, but slipped and fell.
Looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter coming up for the Crusaders. Antone coming in for Correa. Benny looking, Coach Agbayani looking for a little bit more offense here to try to tack on to that 3-0 lead.
Antone 174 on the season. A couple RBIs, drawn 6 walks. This is just his second at-bat in the tournament. Went 0-for-1 against Kamehameha Hawaii on Wednesday in the opening round. It just seems that the longer the innings go, St. Louis has that advantage. Get into your mind, they've been ringing out runs. Antone, that's low near the shins.
And if you're Waiakea, if you can get out of this inning with just the 1 run, you've got to be fortunate, real fortunate to be down just 3. Especially with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Antone right side, right to Julian to end the inning. 1 more run scores here for St. Louis. They lead 3-0 in this presentation of the Wally Onemene Foundation Division I State Baseball Championship on Spectrum OC 16 from Maui. Continues after this. the executive director of the Maui Interscholastic League. He wants to send his deepest appreciation and gratitude to so many sponsors that have helped support the athletes of the MIL and their state tournaments. When you go to any of these MIL championship events, you'll see a lot of their banners. It's kind of run like a mom and pop store, if you will. Everyone pitches in, and it's a community effort to get all these student athletes the support and the finances needed to put on, pay officials to pay the rental fees, to just play for basic supplies to get the tournaments going. So to all the platinum sponsors, Joe Belungitown, the MIL, and also us at Spectrum OC16, send our deepest appreciation. This one lifted right there to Heffernan quickly for out number 1. As Tayson Tamia went right after it quick.
Yeah, again, first ball swinging, and I like the aggressiveness right now. They went back-to-back singles in that 5th inning and threatened a little bit. Unable to push any runs across. You've got to be thinking here, at this point in the ball game, you've got to tack on at least 1 right now, and to give yourself a little confidence.
Jim LaBelle's going to have a conversation here with Benny Agbayani.
I think he's going to his mouth out there, possibly. I thought I saw him today. He's going to his mouth with his fingers, but that may be something different while he's on the mound. Not sure.
Well, he's not sure either. I think Benny's like, all right. They're kind of in the meat of their order right now, needing to jumpstart this team. St. Louis's defense has been flawless.
And again, looking at the scoreboard right now, it looks and appears like a Waiakea game. No errors, low scoring.
Takes that for a strike. I think Lincoln Pang has done so far.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, he's been around the dish. He's had the good breaking ball today. He hasn't really fallen behind too many batters today, and I think that's really what has propelled him here to the 6th inning.
And this is a shot into center. Correa camping.
Wouldn't be surprised he gets out of this inning. We'll see some activity in the bullpen for St. Louis. We'll head to the 7th inning after that.
Two outs here, top 6. Here's Kobayashi. Talked about, Kobayashi and his role in the team, and he is meant to this program. He's going to miss a lot of it, he says, after this season's over. Versus mother Carrie Ann Tomita, his father Gain Kobayashi. Said, be resilient through tough times. When times get tough, they've always encouraged me to stay strong and not to lose my love for the game. And he has not, wavered his love at all during his 4 years at the varsity level, 2 different schools. Going to go to Oregon State for academics.
Nice.
Which is always the most important word in student athlete, right? The student part.
Exactly.
Because there's a very small percentage that, quote unquote, makes it big.
Yeah.
To the major leagues.
I thought I heard one percentage before, something like 1% of 1% who play high school baseball make it to the majors.
Oh, dropped in foul territory by Kane.
Oh, boy.
Good effort at least getting over there, but just couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, keeps the inning alive right there. You're right, he had plenty of time getting underneath this one. You can see him looking up, but then at the last second, it ticks off his glove. That's one thing, again, I've seen from especially the high school level. They always seem to put the glove right in front of their eyes, and at the last second, they lose the ball for a split second.
When really you should
take it on the side a little bit more. You can see it all the way into your glove.
So new life here for Kobayashi.
Maybe just what the doctor ordered here for Waiakea. Mini rally last time with 2 outs.
I mean, error, by the way, on that drop in the foul territory will be officially ruled. On that drop in E3. To the left side, Martinez eats it up. And the inning is over. Might be St. Louis's night. The Crusaders and their fans getting loud. Will this be the trip of a lifetime for the Brotherhood? To the bottom of the 6th we go in a 3-0 game.
Thursday, Hawaii hosts the UC San Diego Titans in its final home series of the season. Rainbow Warrior Baseball, only on Spectrum Sports.
Well, coming up, it's our final high school games of the season, outside of our usual schedule during the academic at HHSAA. It's the New City Nissan Goodwill Softball Classic. A pair of games for you. The 3rd place game of the championship from Rainbow Wahine Softball Stadium. Congratulations, John Uikawa. The Marino Spartan softball team won the ILH. Then came up in the runner-up spot. Mililani won their 2nd consecutive state softball championship, I should say. This one is lifted in the left, and it'll drop down for a hit. But Mililani was like home run derby in the tournament during the softball season. Straight Kinui gets on.
Just a 6th hit for the Crusaders in this one. And first ball swing, line drive into left field. Why not? So we may get another pinch hitter coming to the plate here for the Crusaders.
Bayani let some of these guys in the reserves kind of soak in the moment. Comes at the 9 spot. Here comes Gray Inoue. Inoue 0 for 11 this year. And his first at bat since the Mid-Pacific game, April the 23rd. And this is not a gray area. A hit here would be huge.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not like Coach Agbayani is emptying the bench right now.
Tries to drop one down.
Again, looks like the sacrifice was called, but he was out running outside the box before putting the barrel on the ball. Tough situation here too when you're coming in the pinch hit late in the ball game. Really haven't seen any live action in a while, and you're called on to get down probably a crucial bunt in this situation.
This was down. So Gray Inoue, a senior. Again, what cannot go understated is that all the starters here for Benny Agbayani's group, obviously high caliber, but it's the guys that come day to day in practice. It helps give those guys those reps.
Yep.
Deserve all the credit. And Tyson Barbarella checking his eyes right now. Particularly the left eye.
Yeah, I mean, everybody comes out to practice, right? And that's why sometimes it's tough to have a large roster, so to speak, where you got like 25 to 30 guys and trying to get each one playing time, because everybody comes out and they put forth the effort as well.
So activity in the pen as they tend to Baruella. Those guys are ready to celebrate if they're able to pull it off, because it's been a minute since that St. Louis won the championship. We mentioned it was 11 years ago. And, you know, one of our favorite segments, let's go back in the day. 2014. All right, St. Louis's last HHSAA title. #1 song, Happy by Pharrell, right?
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy. All right. You love Guardians of the Galaxy. The Apple Watch was announced. It was sold the next year, but it was announced by Apple. The selfie stick gains popularity. And a real estate guy, medium price of a single family home in Hawaii, $675,000.
Hey, I'll take that today.
Yeah. What's it now, roughly, would you say?
Well, that's roughly, basically almost what a little higher price than a condo would cost right now in the town. Yeah. Median price right now is a little over $1 million. 1.1 million.
Oof. Baruella is okay. That's a good sign.
We talked about the dust. He could have gotten some dust in his eye, maybe with the contact as well, maybe scratching it a little bit. It's been a very dry week here, which is good. We needed it.
To drop one down. Inoue. Yes, sir. Advances the runner over to second, Kinui.
Nice sacrifice that bunt that time. Deadened it about a third of the way down the line on the third base side. You know what? It may not have been a base hit, but boy, you did your job. And if you're able to score that run, you can talk about it for years after you graduate.
Martinez. The top of the order here. I remember that 2014 state championship St. Louis won, and you're unaware that Mercy Rule was in effect, right? The 10-run rule. I remember George Gusman, almost like final out, right? And everyone was like kind of cheering, but they didn't know they could storm the field. And George Gusman's like, "Hey, come, yeah, let's get out there." Then the dog pile hit, and
yeah, if you haven't won one in a while, man, that first one is something to relish.
Of course, you look at the teams that have recently won the state championship, right? Going back before the COVID season, so 2019, Punahou. In 2022, at Waiakea, 23 Kamehameha, 24 the co-champions Baldwin and Maui. Now you have St. Louis.
Yeah, in the mix, possibly.
What does that mean? Different state champions.
Yeah.
You might get your mini dynasties, right? Because Baldwin won in 16, Maui won in 17, Baldwin won in 18.
Well, we've talked about it before. You may win a back-to-back if you've got enough talent there, right? It's possible, but to run off like they did at Punahou, like with 7 straight titles, I don't think you're going to see that anytime in our lifetime again. Just the parity. Just look at this whole tournament right here. We've seen 12 top-of-the-line teams come in here.
That's the last time a team has won back-to-back titles since that 09 and 10 season. In Division 1. Of course, it's happened a number of times in Division 2. Martinez with a 1-2 count. He's walked. He's 0 for 1 as well. 2 stolen bases. And Martinez fouls that one. Indeed.
Coach Hogby still got it a little bit down there. Little shuffle step, get out of the way.
This is the 6th time that this tournament has occurred at Iron My Heart Stadium, and We've covered a good amount of them and a lot of hardworking people, which includes the Parks crew, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
They've done a phenomenal job all throughout the week. Just the Baldwin parents that have been working the concession stands nonstop. It is so hard. Food prepping for 4 straight days and about 12-hour days as well.
Yeah, what's the old kind of saying? Takes a village, right?
To raise a tournament in this case.
That's right, that's right.
And even our Spectrum family in Maui, Kauhi, Kili'a, Mike Dirch, Jonathan Visitation, along with Kevin Lau, Jerry Robidoux, Glenn Padua Jr. Our friends, our Spectrum family here on Maui. And that one pulled in a right, drops down. Drake Kanui gets a green light. Here comes Drake Kanui. He will score. An RBI single for Martinez has made it 4-0 St. Louis.
Huge run there for the Crusaders. They needed that one. And again, manufactured that one. Get on base, bunt him over. Martinez drives him in with an RBI single to right center. That may be the nail in the coffin there. Now it's a 4-run lead. And they're not done yet.
And now here comes Bruno Agbayani. In all likelihood, his last at-bat as a high school baseball player. Here we're in the St. Louis uniform. And we talked about his numbers at 545 in the tournament entering today. Struck out, walked, had a single coming in the 5th. It's so hard to pitch to a guy with, you know, that kind of Division I aura, if you will, he surrounds himself with.
It is. I mean, if he pulls, you know, only a pull hitter, then he's got some weaknesses in certain places, but
pulls that one in the right, and it is right by Honda. Martinez heading to third. Agbayani right behind. A green light coming. Martinez comes to score. Agbayani to the plate. He's out at home.
Wow.
A relay on the throw from Honda in right. 1 run will score. Agbayani will not.
One more look at it here, and you can see that ball just dying at the last second. He dives for the ball, it gets by him. One of the few times that we've really seen the ball go really out there. Then he kicks it another 25 feet, has to go retrieve it. Here comes the relay, and boy, it was about 3 feet or so from becoming an inside the park home run.
Wow.
And again, the speed too. He was on Martinez's Okole coming around second base.
Yes, he was. Martinez flies around, has made it 5-0. Here is Heffernan. Heffernan, the RBI single. Came in the first, got the scoring going here for St. Louis. He scored 2 in the first, 1 in the 5th, and now here 2 in the 6th.
Take a look at this. Now here's the Agbayani kind of triple. And at that point right there, Agbayani is about 4 steps behind him. And he's being waved. Everybody's being waved. And at the last second, he's right there. And he knew it. He says, I'm going to give it a shot.
That's his 3rd extra base hit of the tournament and his 2nd triple. Punched one towards Tamiya, past him on the dive. So Heffernan gets on. It continues here for the Crusaders.
Yeah, they're starting to tack on a few hits right now and added insurance offensively. They had Heffernan playing more towards the hole at second rather than more up the middle. And this one goes into center field. Here comes Coach Honda out, and I think we're going to get a pitching change. They had activity in the bullpen, and those folks are starting to walk towards the dugout now from the pen.
Remember, the last unseeded team to win the state title outright was Maui in 2017. What a ride that was with Chase Cornell and that great team. Micah Gio, Brennan Dolaspacos, Carl Mindoro. I mean, guys that really kind of set the table for future Maui teams at the time. Maui would eventually come back and win a co-championship. Of course, Baldwin was unseeded last year as a champion, but it was a co-champion. St. Louis pulls it off. They would win it outright. Be the first in 8 years. Here's Eli Kane now. Murata Eli.
And this has been a ruckus St. Louis crowd from day one. I actually saw a couple, you mentioned it earlier, but I saw a couple people just grab me before the ball game and said, hey, we heard you last night. We flew over today. We're coming in.
Yeah. You letting people grab you?
Just going to grab my arm.
Okay.
It's like, hey, Marcus,
watch out for that. Kane pokes at this one. Good run for Julian. First base coach had to get out of the way. Good effort nonetheless. The Crusaders have felt the heartbreak of just coming one step shy of the final, and now actually they're 3 outs away from a state title they'll remember forever. Floating to the right side. This is towards the stands. And the kids will get it.
They've been waiting for that foul ball all day.
And you know what? Last day of the tournament, let them keep the baseballs.
Why not, huh?
Why not?
But then they had to go extra innings, though. It's like, hey, can you give me that one back?
1 ball, 2 strikes. Waiakea hoping to get out of this. But they're 2 plated here from the Crusaders. Gets Kane swinging. Inning over. And so it comes down to this. Waiakea needs at least 5 to extend it. St. Louis fans can taste it. Something's got to give as we head to the 7th.
Seems like everyone's going country these days. Let me show you how it's done. Yep, that Nashville hot sweet heat is here on my 100% all-white meat popcorn chicken starting at $6.99. Tastes good to go country. Get so much more.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Around here, the environment is everything. And that's what makes Honda your perfect island ride. Honda is Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com best value brand. That means big deals on Honda hybrids, including Accord Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, and Civic Hybrid. And for the 2nd year in a row, all 3 Honda hybrids made the Car and Driver 10 Best list. So for the cars you can count on and the dealers you can trust, see your Hawaii Honda dealer today.
It's time to unveil my $4.99 jumbo breakfast platter with French toast sticks, grilled sausage patty, hash brown, and scrambled eggs. Man, that thing's still going. Uh-oh. Get so much more.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Friday, Hawaii and UC San Diego return to the diamond as senior weekend rolls on. Rainbow Warrior Baseball, only on Spectrum Sports.
Here are more platinum sponsors and more supporters of MIL Athletics and their tournaments and their member schools. Again, Joe Belungitel, the executive director of the MIL, extends his heartfelt appreciation and gratitude for all the support that the league gets. And here on Maui, I mean, hospitality, it is at a A1 level. And they have been amazing to us all throughout our 3-day stay, even before that through the MIL season. And these sponsors just want to recognize them. We appreciate their efforts all throughout the year. St. Louis brought the tea leaves. They brought all that magic. They brought the mana. And right now, Waiakea looking for just some glimmer of life. Julian, right back to the pitcher. And Lincoln Pang gets out number 1. And a big first out. You get that leadoff man out. Good things happen, and St. Louis looking to close it out. The Crusader fans have always talked about, oh, maybe next year, maybe next year. Not this year, maybe next year. Could have been this year, try next year. And that resiliency from even their fans and their support that has stayed constant. All these young men, it's not wavered. It's gotten frustrating, for sure, but this would be so satisfying for those fans if they're able to pull it off. Here's Tyson Baruela. The Suture is exceptionally bright in this sense. Kind of coming into this role where Boston Kobayashi was a solid catcher. They've been grooming him for the future and taking more of a starting role in a leadership spot. This one popped up right side. Kane, out number 2. And St. Louis 1 out away. And so it rests on the guy that won the Hawaii Honda-Deers Impact Player plaque last night, the starting pitcher, Hurley Sung. Sung, ball 1.
Man, what a tournament, huh? This has been.
Ball 2. Yeah, it's been a while. And again, St. Louis had to get here all the way through. A tough first round game against Kamehameha Hawaii. Then last night against Kamehameha Maui.
And Mililani knocked off 2 seeded teams. And what number's on the scoreboard again? 5.
Yep.
That has been St. Louis's number the entire tournament. 3 games scoring 5 runs, 1 with 6. Pang going for the CG.
This one lifted to left, hanging there for Drake Kanui. It's a championship crusade to the top. St. Louis reigns supreme, state champions.
Man, what a season for these Crusaders. What a title run. Look at that man. Got the job done tonight. People were asking last night, how much pitching does St. Louis have left in the tank?
And it's the moment of a lifetime for Lincoln Pang.
Thank you.
Way to go, Lee. Way to fucking finish.
Give the pitcher some love. How appropriate that at Iron Maihara Stadium, St. Louis has the iron will to win. 4 straight wild days of baseball. Kenui clutches the final out, and it is all over. The championship celebration can begin. St. Louis, Hawaii's finest.
9 to 5 in the rearview, and now happy hour has arrived. Let's lead this man to his Popeye's Big Box. That's work-crunch balance.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Throughout the years, many things have changed, but Long's Drugs remains committed to serving you and all of Hawaii by partnering with local brands and businesses, by hiring local talent who dedicate themselves each day, and by direct donations and volunteer initiatives. It's all a part of our commitment to sustaining a healthy and thriving island community.
Serving you since 1954.
Make Long's a part of your day.
9 to 5 in the rearview, and now happy hour has arrived. Let's lead this man to his Popeye's Big Box. That's work-crunch balance.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
This is it.
This is where our family is from?
Well, it's where I first told your mom I like her after school one day.
What did she say?
I ordered chili.
I want chili. I thought our family came from Mililani.
The Kokua Pack is back at Zippy's. A portion of the proceeds from each one sold will be donated to different local charities every week. Give back to the community and get your Kokua Pack today.
You served your country. Now find a new mission with the Hawaii Longshore Division. Here you have a home, a place where your skills, discipline, and dedication are valued. Longshore men and women who have served bring an unmatched resolve to our docks. Just as you protected our nation, today you can serve Hawaii, the safety of your team, and our island's well-being. The Hawaii Longshore Division, connecting daily life, our communities, and honoring those who serve.
I'd say it's a pretty good trip to Maui. Here for St. Louis?
Absolutely.
5-0 the final, 9 hits, clean baseball all around, no errors here, and St. Louis finally gets the one they wanted. The first time in 11 years, St. Louis is on top of the Hawaii baseball mountain. And Benny Agbayani emotional, exhausted, I'm sure physically and emotionally. Not a lot of sleep gotten here from these Crusaders, but ultimately 4 straight days of baseball, 4 straight wins, and yet another title here for the Brotherhood and family embracing. What more can you say, right? Pictures 1,000 words, that's a million right there. Father and son, Felipe Oscar, Marcus Owens, Jimmy Bender. What do you make about what we've seen here? This is one of the more impressive performances I think we've seen in this run. They win the title outright as an unseeded team for the first time since 2017.
Yeah, again, pitching, they needed to play a flawless game today. They did that. They got a great, outstanding effort from Lincoln Pang today. 3 hits shutout. Got some great defense behind him. Got the clutch hits when they needed today. And really put an exclamation point on this title.
And Jimmy Bender has the Hawaii Honda impact player. Jimmy.
Well-deserved impact player for Lincoln Pang. So much was talked about the pitching and whether or not you guys would have it coming into this championship night. You come in and throw a complete game. You shut them out. How did you do that tonight?
I just came in with the right mentality, wanting the trophy more than ever. Had my defense, had my back. Had one job my coaches told me today was just throw strikes, and I just executed it.
As a team, I mean, you guys come into this unseeded, and then you roll right through this. How did you do this as a team?
We just had the mindset of coming in as the underdog for every game, and that's just what helped us win.
One of the things that I love about what we saw tonight is those people back behind us, back there, your fans. What do they mean to you, and how did they carry you through this?
Everywhere we go, they're always there. They're always cheering. We always make sure we always get the crowd riled up. It's always the best.
The emotion was in you from the get-go. When the game ended, I can see the tears. What does this mean, man?
It means a lot. I had 3 years to do this, it means the most for doing it for the senior year.
Dude, well deserved. Take that. Go join your boys and get your trophy. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Lincoln logged a state title for his team and a great performance all the way around. And this entire infield, 7 innings, complete game, just 3 hits allowed.
Yeah, and he was in it from the get-go. He got staked to that 2 runs in the first inning. Never really looked back after that. And he was right. He said throw strikes. He threw strikes today, forced Waiakea to put the ball in play. And they only 3 hits today, and really maybe just 1 mini jam when they got runners at second and third. They got out of that inning, and you know it's telltale when you throw a complete game shutout and you're not one of the 4th day of the tournament. That says something for your staff. That says something for your team as well.
They were singing When the Saints Go Marching In earlier. Yeah. And now the alma mater here for St. Louis. It'll be a happy graduation for those seniors. And you look at the senior class, right? With guys like Mana Heffernan in that group. Even Stone Canoa coming off the bench. And, Courtesy running. I mean, all of them significant. And even Bruno Bayani, man, that hits you. Him hugging his father. And here for the Crusaders, soaking in the moment. To the other side now here for Waiakea, the Hawaii Honda Bears impact player. Now, overall great showing in the 4 seed. And for 4 years, Tayson Tamia at his heart on the field. Right? Won a state title, 2022. But his legacy, that Tamia name, going to be very much so remembered for a long time over at Waiakea.
Yeah, he's been doing it all the entire tournament. He was able to put the ball in play, help them get to the championship game today, and produced as well out here today. One of the 3 hits out there, hit by Waiakea. Sound defense the entire week. Can't say enough about the young man.
And still more to come. Taco Bell play of the game. Also, we'll have a chat with Benny Bayani. The trophy presentation as well. A lot more to get to here on Maui as St. Louis wins it 5-0.
Seems like everyone's going country these days. Let me show you how it's done. Yep, that Nashville hot sweet heat is here on my 100% all-white meat popcorn chicken starting at $6.99. Tastes good to go country. Get so much more.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Here's the dream. Never stop doing what you love. The choices you make now can keep the dream alive tomorrow. So you can live your life your way. We're here to help with a personalized approach to a healthier you. Hawaii Pacific Health.
It's time to unveil my $4.99 jumbo breakfast platter with French toast sticks, grilled sausage patty, hash brown, and scrambled eggs. Man, that thing's still going. Uh-oh. Get so much more.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Thursday, Hawaii hosts the UC San Diego Titans in its final home series of the season. Rainbow Warrior Baseball, only on Spectrum Sports.
Time now for the Taco Bell play of the game. Mana Heffernan touches one through that left side. Oh, a little 6-4-3 double play action. Brooks, Tamia, Julian. Been a bunch of double plays, about 10 so far in our 3 days of coverage. And Waiakea turns them as good as any team, and they turn one here.
Yeah, and Julian over at first base, just really smothering this one right here to kind of secure the catch, shows the umpire, picks up the out. A crucial play right there to keep it a 2-run ball game at that point.
There you see the second place trophy getting awarded. And again, Chris Honda said, second place is still not too shabby. All things considered with this group, and Chris Honda, don't be surprised if Waiakea gets back here next year. This young class, 7 juniors, 5 sophomores, and a freshman they're coming up, and a pretty good JV team going to supplement maybe a potential another deep run when the tournament ships to Manoa next year at Les Murakami Stadium. But for Chris Honda, we got to talk to him really last several years. Pretty much every year he's been the head coach, and a classy guy, one of the well-liked guys you can ever find in this sport here in Hawaii.
Oh, absolutely. They don't get to the tournament every year for nothing without having some discipline as well. And they're a well-coached team every year. But what he gives us as well, you know, talking to us all the time, whenever we call, text, or whatever, just like every other coach has done the entire year. So you're right, class act right there. Good Waiakea team, very good Waiakea team. Came on late in the year, and nothing to hang their hats at or heads with today. They were beaten by a better team in this championship game.
Kalena Mohala, the athletic director, giving some positive words of encouragement here for Waiakea. Now you go to the other side here for St. Louis. And our crew member, by the way, Emily, who proud Waiakea grad.
And she knows she's on camera now.
I know, Emily, but you know, we still love you, Emily. We still love you, too. To the other side here for St. Louis. This ceremony, the reading of all the names, it goes back decades within the HHSAA, and it's a symbol of individual recognition as part of a team sport, because it is a grind to go through 10 months of training and a regular season. They're being handed medals from Amy Roper, the daughter of the great Wally Yonamine. Of course, the Wally Yonamine Foundation, which has been a long-time supporter and sponsor of this tournament. But this is just talking to athletes and other sports when they read the names, this is a moment where you can, it's like euphoric. Like all that stress that builds up comes out of you. And you dream about this moment. And that trophy that sits on that table, it weighs about 8 pounds, but it's not how much it weighs or what it represents in terms of its value. It's not gold, it's not coal wood, but it's what it represents. All the hard work and the blood, sweat, and tears.
Well, you know, it was kind of an unusual announcing of the starting lineup today for the first time this year. They were running out of the dugout. That reminds me back like the early 1970s, like World Series style, when I was used to watch the Oakland A's watching that. You know, they'd come out and all that. That kind of made me a little chicken skin watching that. A little bit different. I like that. And we had a great week, too. I mean, we got here a day early, watching some of the early games. It's been a fantastic week here. Hats off to all the folks from Maui, just making it a great trip for everyone.
Do you know what I mean in that group, too? You said Ed Paola, the HHSA coordinator of baseball. Let's see where the trophy will go to first, and who will touch it. Who's going to grab it? I know who's going to get it. That'll be Lincoln Pang.
Why not?
Pretty good year. Almost a triple crown performance, by the way, from St. Louis. State football championship, came up second in basketball, and a state baseball championship. Almost brought off the triple crown in those three sports.
And well deserving, too. I mean, these guys out here really, I think, kind of outdid themselves this week. They got in a mindset and got by that first game against Kamehameha Hawaii, who won the BIF this year. But then came up against 2 more ranked teams, actually 3 more ranked teams. They knocked off Mililani, they knocked off Kamehameha Maui, and then today against Waiakea.
We'll get Benny Agbayani in just a second. By the way, Box of Destiny reveals coming up in postgame show later tonight. A lot of people have been asking about that. We will reveal who we picked at the beginning of the season. I want to underscore that. Beginning of the season, who's going to win the state championship. Ultimately, at the end of the year, it's Benny Agbayani and the Crusaders, and he's with Jimmy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Benny, man, what a run for this team. And, you know, he was just talking about Box of Destiny, Felipe was. Would you have put St. Louis in your Box of Destiny at the beginning of this season?
Yes, I would, all the way. I'm a true Crusader. You know, I always bet on them. You know, and these kids, they have heart. They have what it takes. You know, they're athletes. They'll grind and do everything possible.
Not many fathers get that opportunity to coach their son and win a state title doing it. What did you say to Bruin when you guys won this whole thing?
I told him I love him. You know, I said, you know, I couldn't, you know, coach a better kid than him. You know, and, you know, I told him, now you can call your sisters and tell them that he won a state championship in Hawaii.
You've got to be the first to coach daughters and son, right?
I don't know. Maybe I am. I'm not too sure. But, it's just a team. You know, they knew what brotherhood, they knew what it would take to win. And that was so great. I mean, we were grinding. We don't even practice on a regular baseball field, and we just do what we, have at the school. And it's incredible how they just come out and play and just want to win.
Where does this emotion come from inside of you?
I think this is like my last kid. So, I just told him, I'm going to try and bring you to, the state baseball. And, you just got to make sure, you just get everybody on the wagon and let's go. And, it's so emotional because, I won it in 2019 for softball. And now in 2025, I want another state championship. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Can you even think ahead to next year? And what do you see in the cards for you then?
I see a lot of talent at St. Louis. We just got to get them on the right track and make sure they believe in what they're doing and, get them ready because, everyone's coming after us now.
For sure. You were unseeded in this one. Next year, the target's on you, right?
Yeah, the target is on us, but, you just got to get, you got to grind harder and you got to prepare them harder. And, it's great because, it takes all these kids to believe in what you're doing for them and, just going out there and be the best they can be. I told them, I told the seniors, you can't rewind the clock. And, I told them in 1989 we lost in the state championship and this is a 2025 and, they won it. And, it's a blessing to win it with my son.
What do you and Bruin do tomorrow for Mother's Day?
Spend time with my wife because, she gives me the okay to coach. I could be watching my daughters and, playing softball, but, it's a sacrifice. She told me that she wanted me to coach Bruin, and I had the opportunity. St. Louis gave me the opportunity to coach him, and, it's great. I mean, he has more talent than me. I was just amazed, but, it's such a blessing to coach, every kid over here, because they almost feel like my sons because I'm with them almost 24/7.
Enjoy the time off, man. Well-deserved. Winning coach right here, guys. Back to you.
That hug is a chicken skin moment. I mean, if you have kids, right, and you get to see them kind of grow up, and he was fortunate. He mentioned that 2019 Iolani softball state title in Rainbow Waiakea Softball Stadium. Now to do it with a group of guys like this, get all the way through. And Benny can be intense at times, right? But he tries to get the best out of his athletes. And with this group, he did a great job this year. And now Benny gets to sit in the middle for a team that in its 21st game got its 15 wins and just 6 losses this year. And a good amount of losses, but quality losses to prepare them to this moment right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at one point there, with the 2 losses in the ILH tournament, there was some questions whether or not they would be able to get in or have to play in game, maybe against Marino, to get into the tournament. Everything worked out for them. I think that probably the 2 losses there in the ILH tournament kind of woke them up, I guess, a little bit, made them come out there and maybe strive a little bit harder. They knew what was coming in front of them. They knew that they were not going to be a seeded team, so the work ahead to win the championship was going to be tough.
2 hours and 11 minutes, and the attendance today was 1,293 for the BIF champions and the ILH 3 seed entering this championship round, and ultimately at St. Louis to win it, their first title since 2014. That's what was at stake before the night began. And ultimately, it falls into the hands of the St. Louis Crusaders. Post-game shows coming your way next here on Spectrum OC16.
Taco Bell brought back crispy chicken nuggets, and I can't believe how good they are.
Why can't you believe it?
Because you're Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Yeah, but a taco place can do nuggets, right?
Yeah, the Hidden Valley Fire Ranch is awesome.
Okay, they're good, but we're not a chicken place.
When did you guys become a chicken place?
Can't a taco place do good nuggets? Are we not allowed to do both?
What do you mean?
You think it's cool to do both, right? Why are you looking at me like that?
Are they okay?
I don't think so.
We're totally a taco place that's a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Aloha, I'm Valerie Joseph, and you're watching Spectrum OC16.
Welcome to Cooking Hawaiian Style, presented by the Hawaii Community Foundation, shooting season 20 at the beautiful Royal Lahaina Resort and Bungalows. Today in the kitchen, we have Chef Ben Marquez going to join us. What are you going to make?
We're going to make kampachi tataki. We're also going to make steamed kampachi with chili water sauce.
The theme is kampachi.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite fishes.
It's going to be great.
Yes, you're not going to want to miss this one. Make sure you're watching. Go to our website, cookinghawaiianstyle.com, and thanks for watching Cooking Hawaiian Style.
How's it? It's Lanai. Get ready for a brand new season of Lanai's Travel Club on OC16. Join us as we explore the tastes, textures, and traditions that define each destination.
Oh, it's so good. I think I'm turning Japanese.
This season, we're kicking things off in Tokyo, Japan. But that's just the beginning. This show will take you all over the world, from Japan, Portugal, Korea, China, the Philippines, and some other amazing cities. So don't miss it. Only on OC16.
Friday, Hawaii and UC San Diego return to the Diamond as senior weekend rolls on. Rainbow Warrior Baseball, only on Spectrum Sports.
Here's the deal. People need a place to explore national issues that have an impact on their community. Join us every week to catch up on the stories making a big difference.
Watch The Big Deal with Errol Lewis Saturdays at 4 on OC16.
From Spectrum OC16, it's the Hawaiian Financial FCU post-game show.
Back here at Iron My Heart Stadium, wrapping things up. 378 game, all done. This Division I championship. Game 377 was an OC16. It was for the Division II championship between the 2 seed in the tournament,
their first
Kapa'a,
state
and Damien, unseeded, because they were the only eligible team in the ILH. Damien looking for yet another HHSAA championship, and threw it off the bases loaded situation. Damien will score a run there. It was a solid competitive game. Good defensive plays. Aaron Raposa did well. The wild pitches just getting by. Begonia will come to score here for Damien. Of course, Damien felt the heartbreak last year, losing to Kamehameha Hawaii at Moanalua, getting blown out, but ultimately Skyler Tengon does what he does. All he does is win games. One of the best coaches, not just in this division, but in the state. He gets the most out of his players, and so underrated. And that staff, amazing. Trent Vicari, Aaron Raposa. Talk about the Begonias in that group. And the final throw out, and that does it. 3-1 the final. Damien knocked off number 2 Kapa'a. And there'll be a party on Hop Taylor Street coming up in the near future for Damon. They do it.
Out hit by Kapa'a as well in that one, but still came out on top.
Good sportsmanship from that Kapa'a player too, coming over and kind of embracing Damon. Ultimately, congratulations to the Monarchs. Felipe Ojastro, Marcus Owens, Jimmy Bender, right on. All right, so what do you make about what we have seen here, not just tonight, but the totality of the tournament? This has been one of the more unique and wild tournaments I can remember.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it here. There weren't really any blowouts, especially in the championship bracket at all. Everything was pretty tight. It came down to errors. It came down to execution. And it came down to a clutch hit in here and there. And it was one of those things like, okay, everything's going to be tight. You cannot afford to make mistakes, and both coaches knew that coming into tonight's game. It was a flawless defensive effort for both of these teams tonight. Great, pitched game, and just it was too much St. Louis with the bats there at the end. But it's just one of those things out there that I thought we saw almost every game coming down to the wire.
Yeah, and it was phenomenal baseball over the last 4 days. I think moving forward, a little bit of some repair work and some patching up to do with senior heavy squads like a Mililani, like a Kamehameha coming up. A Baldwin team that was senior heavy a little bit there, but still young. Those returning pieces coming back, lost 1-0. And of course, Waiakea has got a bright future as well. And as Benny mentioned, the target's on the Brotherhood's back for next year. But for now, at least, Jimmy Bender, they can soak in the celebration after winning the state championship 2025.
Yeah, and like you guys just alluded to, a nearly flawless performance from this Crusader squad, and it'll start with the first run of the game. Mana Heffernan, runner on base, Let me just try to look at the jog from Kahanu Martinez, because he knows that's an easy run for me right there. But a great piece of hitting by Mana right there, right up the middle, send it right back where it came from. Hanu's in, 1-0 Crusaders. The defense too, look at Chase Sutherland, pop up on the bunt, the throw over to Ilikane, boom, and that ended a rally there. 2 runners left on base for Waiakea. That had to hurt at that point. Crusaders still on top, still blanking them, and then you need some insurance. You go to the top of that lineup like we talked about, and the leadoff guy in Kahanu Martinez, he's going to drive home run number 4 and just make it that much easier for the Crusaders to walk away with this win tonight. In fact, the only error I saw from St. Louis tonight was in a throw around after an out. They accidentally threw it away into the outfield. That's about it. Everything else was flawless tonight from the Crusaders.
Absolutely. Yeah. And moving forward here, Kahanu Martinez comes back within this group too, right? And this junior class ready to kind of continue that legacy and this tradition that's building up here for the Crusaders after winning the 2025 title. This is the box of destiny, by the way. When we come back, we're going to reveal it. This has become just a weird party all of a sudden here. We got balloons coming out here. What, I don't know who provided all this, but the crew did it. Love you very much. All right, still have a lot more to talk about coming up in the second and final segment. We're going to open the box. What's in the box? We'll reveal it coming up next. Our predictions on who is going to win the state championship at the beginning of the year. Let's find out who's most wrong. Postgame continues next.
9 to 5 in the rear view, and now happy hour has arrived. Let's lead this man to his Popeyes Big Box. That's work-crunch balance.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Around here, the environment is everything. And that's what makes Honda your perfect island ride. Honda is Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com best value brand. That means big deals on Honda hybrids, including Accord Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, and Civic Hybrid. And for the second year in a row, all 3 Honda hybrids made the Car and Driver 10 Best list. So for the cars you can count on and the dealers you can trust, see your Hawaii Honda dealer today.
It was her first day back. She just had that look. I asked her and she said college was hard. But our first stop, that would remind her she was home.
The mainland's so big and it's so beautiful.
Backed by popular demand, garlic miso chicken plate and salad. A boneless chicken thigh marinated in a sweet miso and garlic seasoning, then lightly fried to a perfect crisp. Available all day for a limited time at Zippy's.
Here's the dream. Never stop doing what you love. The choices you make now can keep the dream alive tomorrow. So you can live your life your way. We're here to help with a personalized approach to a healthier you. Hawaii Pacific Health.
9 to 5 in the rear view, and now happy hour has arrived. Let's lead this man to his Popeyes Big Box. That's work-crunch balance.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Welcome back to the Hawaiian Financial FCU post-game show.
Learn what it takes to put together one of Hawaii's biggest import car shows at the 2025 Hot Import Nights. Watch Island Driver TV. It's coming up next, only on Spectrum OC 16. The men and women that take care of these parks, you are phenomenal. 4 straight days. Shane Doodle, a shout out to you as well. The county, nonstop, hard work. We love you. Thank you so much for treating us like kings and queens and letting us to make house here at Iron My Horror Stadium. Time now for the final outs of this 2025 baseball season, brought to you by our good friends at Popeyes. We have a lot of stuff to get to here first.
Yes.
All right, first we're going to go to Jimmy, because Jimmy has something, and then we'll reveal the box of destiny. So, Jimmy, go ahead first.
Real quick, guys, what I did today was actually go watch some more baseball. I went to a young kids game. This is a Pony 14U's game that I saw. My buddy Jeb Kaneshiro, his son Cam was on that Little League World Series team from last year, along with his teammates Kaehu Miller and Kellen Takamura. You see in here also Shane Konamine's twins are in there. Brielle Hong, Branson Hong's sister. She's the one bottom left there in the white jersey. Just a ton of kids here that were some great kids that just continue the tradition of Maui youth baseball. And in fact, I'm told quite a few of them will end up at Kamehameha Maui. So Shane Dudawa, you better look at that picture again.
Oh, yeah. Brexton, too. The youngest of those four there. Okay, here. First off, again, personally, it's a sensory overload in terms of my birthday. I cannot thank the crew enough in the HHSAA for all these weird surprises. Nobody loves this crew more than I do, honestly. They work their tails off. They're here before us. They leave after us. And it is, it gets me all choked up thinking about, like, what they've done. And for putting up with my nonstop bits and car rides and all the jokes. So all the balloons and all of this stuff, this was unplanned. I honestly was not expecting this. And I was not expecting these as well, which, by the way, is, what do we get? Leota's? Is Leota's, guys? I believe so. Okay. Well, I guess we got to do this first before we do the box. Okay. Yes, I am 37. Okay, blew out. Just thrilling television, by the way. Just want to put that out there. This is, no. Let's just pretend. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. All right, we're not going to sing happy birthday, but I will. Oh, it went out before. See, I just looked at it and it blew. I just looked at it, it came out. So I appreciate it. All right, now we got one more thing. Oh, we got a final out from the truck. Okay, let's roll a truck. What do you got? This is a Labubu, which I found out exists. And I love it. A play-by-play's birthday. Vinyl face. Oh, Irish. Irish Hours. Okay. I love that. Irish couldn't make the trip here. And Irish, just the subtle touches on that thing. I love it.
Nice.
Now, Irish couldn't make the trip, and based on that, he'll never make the trip. He'll just never make another trip, but Irish.
Okay.
Out there. All right, Box of Destiny. All right, beginning of the season, we made our predictions of who was going to get to the state championship.
Yes.
And we sealed them in the box. This was in early March. We haven't opened this box until tonight, so we're going to open it here. Marcus, this is yours.
Okay.
Okay. This one's mine. This one right here, this is Jimmy's. So we're going to open Jimmy's first. All right, Jimmy, do you remember who you picked?
I only remember one of them.
You only remember one of them. Okay, Here we go. Jimmy Bender. And by the way, there's a crowd in front of us that is staring us down and anticipating what's going to happen. All right, Jimmy Bender picked Mililani to beat Kamehameha 4-2.
And a couple of weeks ago, that was a safe bet. I mean, Mililani has a perfect game in the OIAs, and then a one hitter after that?
Yeah, close enough, not good enough.
No.
Mililani 4-2. Thumbs up, thumbs down? Oh. All right, Marcus, you go next.
I think Jimmy looked over my shoulder.
Yeah.
I had Mililani beating Kamehameha 4-3 in 8 innings.
Oh, okay.
I actually put an extra inning game.
You're wrong.
Down.
And you know what happened? I picked Mililani to beat Baldwin 5-4. All of us wrong.
Yeah, wrong.
We were wrong. It was St. Louis the entire time. We all picked Mililani. We were wrong, St. Louis fans.
Sorry,
we were wrong. But you know what? The drought continues.
That's
as
right.
always.
No one's ever picked 2.
No one's picked 2 in a row. We all picked Kamehameha. Again, one more time. Jimmy and Marcus picked.
We all picked Mililani to win.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, that was that. And one more time, Mililani Baldwin. All right, we appreciate it. Our entire crew, by the way, everyone else, Segundo, we love you very much. Our X-Cast crew as well, led by Dan Schmidt out there, along with Scott Robbs, Kelly Elms, Jordan Helly on the call in the Division II Championship. Thank you so much on the softball and the D2 baseball side. You, my friend, I got one more day with you for the New City Sun Softball Classic. Our friends at NEP, our family, our Spectrum family in Maui, Wade Hondo, the athletic director here at Baldwin, all the amazing volunteers, security, otherwise the county parks people. We could go on and on and on. But every time we come here, bottom line, Spectrum OC16 loves you. We appreciate you allowing us into your homes and showcasing these games. So our academic year is over. Season 36 is POW, but we have a special rollout for you from our family to yours. We'll see you for the New City Nissan Goodwill Softball Classic. Till then, Marcus Owens, Jimmy Bender, our producer Dave Vinton, our director Kelly Nakasone, our statistician Tom Yoshida, the outstanding women of our OC16 crew, Felipe Ojastro, support high school sports. St. Louis on top, 2025 state champs.